we begin the 11-second session of the Roses Are Red campaign. And that brings us back to the Roses on the subarctic continent of Kleshadar in the once elven city of Haldoran, now ruined and haunted.
Dan, it's Heldarin.
No, it's not.
He gets fucking bold when he's on Zoom.
Yeah. He's letting that demigod bullshit get to go to his head. You guys encountered some of the after effects of the Tarrasque's rampage, the echoes of ruin, as Aelorn has named them, spectral constructs made of the fear and anguish of those who were destroyed and left to finish the Tarrasque's work when he moves on. And in a short battle with these echoes, Bort was scared to death, and the rest of you managed to, through a significant amount of effort, fight off a little under a dozen of these creatures. Creatures being a sort of a stretch for the word, but you continue on in search of the survivors of Haldoran somewhere in the wreckage of the city, in hopes that you can save what a small amount might be left of this civilization. And that's where I kick it back to you guys.
So I think last time were we on our way to a group of survivors? Like we had been, I know Largo, you sent a couple sending spells to them.
You're muted.
Yeah, Largo sent a couple of sending spells. I think we have to speak to them in Elven, right? Wasted one on figuring that one out, but
Yeah.
Well, they don't speak.
Yeah.
They said they were in a specific part of the city. I want to say northern part of the city in some ruins, but I forget exactly where they said they were, but they did tell us.
Yeah, I don't think I wrote it down either.
The directions were basically the chunk of the city that is missing. They're in the ruins of that.
Okay. So they're in the ruins of the chunk. Okay, so Largo's like, let's go see if we can find them. Do we want to do a mass invisibility again?
I don't think it really mattered in the last fight.
Well, that's true, and this would be the only thing that we'd encounter. Okay.
they have like a life sense, right? So
something, they knew we were there.
yeah.
Give me a knowledge religion check.
We're all dogging the table at a tower here. Okay. 25. I'm pretty sure it's just one up yet.
Oh, I mean, you guys probably used it before you teleported here, and that was only about 20 minutes ago.
Okay, I thought the walking. Okay, cool. Well, then 35.
You had a bunch of 1 minute per level buffs that did not last. But man, Tears to Lion being 10 minutes per level, that's gonna stick around for a bit. So yeah, it looked like a bunch of the echoes came to the edge of the shadow as you all approached, and they were intent on the illusion up until the illusion was about 30 feet, and then they lost all interest. So you're fairly certain that they do have regular vision, and life sense only goes out so far.
Okay, I mean, yeah, it makes sense that their whole thing is they comb through a city after it's been destroyed and find what's left. Yeah, I think we could naturally assume they have life sense.
They would
So-
have to.
So we have no way of, covering that magically, correct?
Right, but mass invisibility would protect you from anything that's a distance away. It's just, it won't protect you for something that's close to you.
Well, I mean, so
Do we want it? Do we want me to cast mass invisibility?
So I guess we can, we just need to make sure we keep a wide berth from any of these echoes of ruin.
Yeah, and just proceed quite carefully.
okay, I mean, that's cool if you're the amount of spells you have left, Largo, then.
Let me double check. I think I've got a decent amount.
I don't know if you know this, but Largo's a god now, so.
Yeah, but I also think I can blow up his head anytime I want.
No, you can't. I can do another mass invisibility. Go ahead and get that down here.
Do you want to fly that board, or you want me to do it?
I'll defer to you. I think you know him better. We'll save time.
Sure.
That's not too much for you.
Okay, Largo's completely tapped out of 5th level spells, but
I think I have one slot left.
yeah.
Yep, 1 5th level slot left. Because I can do, I can do swift act with that now.
And you can use higher level spell slots if you want.
Yeah. I have a pretty good amount of spell slots left in general. Yeah, 5th level specifically, I'm kind of tapped, but it doesn't really matter that much. I can.
One question is that how long does the force weapon last that you so graciously gave me, and what spell level is that? It's probably a couple of things we need to check on.
Yep, totally. I have that in a spreadsheet, not here, but in a spreadsheet.
Just to make sure we don't get caught with our pants down.
Airwalk should still be up then.
Was that airwalk or communal airwalk?
No, it was communal, so it's not up. Yeah.
Well, it's what, 10 minutes per level? and then you're
Divided.
Splitting it. I think it was just you and Uhtred, or Yanni. Because Yanni's faster with airwalk than flying.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought I was kind of just plowing through the snow.
Yeah, and you got flying boots too, so.
Yeah. So it was just me, Yanni. So
And Bort
170
can
pounds.
fly permanently, so.
Yeah, it should still be.
Uhtred can fly too, right, with his activation of his boots.
Yeah.
We did that.
Yeah, so it should be active for like the next hour and 15 minutes. I mean, Yanni. Just getting back to my buffs.
Not force punch. It's just force weapon, wasn't it?
I think it's force sword. We're just
Force
using
sword. Yeah.
it in a little bit of a different way.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Cool.
You guys see what I'm working with here?
Oh yeah, it's great. I really like the framing.
This guy thinks he's getting chicken.
This guy, this guy thinks he's getting cheap.
It's 1 minute per level, so I'd assume that it's gonna last for a little bit, but not too much longer.
Right. Okay. So I would say there's a pretty good chance I won't be very useful in the next encounter with these things.
I can cast it on you again. So if we see him,
Okay.
We'll do the same thing.
That works. Cool.
Um,
I just want to make sure we're not burning through all your spell slots.
It is what it is. That's what I'm here for. You're gonna get a little bit of double vision, y'all. I'll try to keep both things muted, but I'm getting on the computer now.
Nice.
But I'm here.
What do we want to do for marching order?
I'm cool to be up front.
I think that's a good idea. Maybe like Uhtred and Bort.
I can hang in the back. My movement speed can get me anywhere I need to be pretty easily. So
Yeah.
Yeah, nice humble brag.
Yeah,
We're coming from this direction, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap Otis. And
yeah, so I put him with you or Margo.
Did you want to
Uhtred, friendly reminder. I think we're gonna try to give things a wide berth and not engage.
No.
I mean, he's a fucking bulldog.
He'll show up. Yeah. Yeah.
He's
You heard kill everything, right?
like you just
Head.
his helmet if he's going through the snow.
Yeah, so we'll kind of say that's the case. So that'd be 170 divided by 3. Yeah, 5 minutes short of an hour. Okay, does this work? Otis, we got our squishy little Largo glowworm buddy in the middle, and then me and Otis, healers on either side, Yanni in the back, and then boards.
That works for me.
Kind of like this, I guess.
Just for one other point of clarification, airwalk means you're walking. You're just not walking on the ground.
Yeah.
So Mirok's still
fucking
clunky,
slow.
clunky. Yeah.
My metal still makes noise, all that shit. Yeah, for sure.
That has to be the most like disorienting thing to watch because you're not actually walking on anything yet you're just making like a fuckload of noise.
It's really cool. It's like the start of like some weirdly intense music video from the 80s.
Okay. So, is there any? So you're all invisible for certain, I guess.
17 minutes.
Do you have any plan or method for trying to find these survivors?
Okay. Well, I mean, fuck. So they've been hiding from these things that can have license. So me having license probably won't help. I'm trying to think if we can do anything other than sending again.
Can we be making like I want to say survival checks, but I don't think any of us actually have skills in it. But I guess just like active perceptions, looking for potential hidey holes. You know, it's just like, hey, if I was hiding in a ruined city, where would I be? You know. Other than that, I don't really know how we're gonna do this without sending for them, you know, magically.
I mean, we could do maybe like a knowledge nature or knowledge geography, right? Because we're living things. Like we could somewhat empathize with like where a living thing might like try to hide. To your point, where it was like these ghost things are just fucking scanning. You know, they're just moving.
I can send one more time.
Well, too, and to kind of navigate around these ghosts, I mean, in a way, I can just keep detecting undead to like go around, like to see where they're at. So like we don't run into them in a way. We can maybe fall into where they're hiding.
I don't know if they count as undead, Glenn. That's a good question.
They do.
Oh, okay, cool. They do. Great. Cool.
They count as undead and constructs.
I could do.
Ooh, Bort has a construct dagger. I think. Well, nope, his rapiers wouldn't like that. Never mind.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's fine because his rapiers, rapiers are also force swords. So
Okay.
Probably good at that bit in last.
I think I have an idea. Just checking how long what the range of this spell is. I mean, it's still 30 feet. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
There was also the concern about the whale.
Can you elaborate? What do you mean the whale?
The scream.
The things that we fought, scream? Oh.
Yeah, silence. We need to cast silence, I guess, on us, like
Oh,
centered on a central person in the walking order.
That would be me. Let me just check it real quick.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Crystal
Problem
clear.
is, silence only lasts a round per level. So that would be something that I can cast in combat, but not prior.
Cool. Well, Murloc is known for having very good initiative, so.
Totally. That's why I took improved initiative, because it would be so much fucking worse. I can't extend my spells. I can quicken them.
We want that I should send to them again. I'll need comprehend languages on me, but
I'm worried we're gonna burn through all our magic.
That lasts forever, because we would use that like once a day when we were in the Underdwell.
Yeah. So I think you're gonna know Elven for like a couple more hours at least.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd bust my. I could do like a higher level spell slot of the. Can I? So that's the thing, right?
Also,
Can I use my shadow sending at a higher level?
yeah. Also, to remind you, the woman's Elvish seemed to have a strong Sylvan accent to it.
Yeah. Okay.
So while common might not be a language she knows, there might be other ones that you guys share in common.
Well, could try some. But yeah, so I think.
I mean, but you do know Elven probably for the next couple of hours.
Good to know.
That spell correctly.
Well, yeah. Should I send to him again? I have like a bunch of 7th level slots. I know it seems kind of silly to start blowing through everything, but should we look a little bit, and then if we can't find him, I'll send.
I think that let's look a little bit, right? Because like we're heading in the direction, but I feel like not to metagame. Like
Can
we have
we?
a trajectory here, right? We're going through here.
Kind of going back to what Mirok was saying. Can I do like a knowledge nature, knowledge geography to see where I would hide if I was in this situation?
Well, geography is not really going to be appropriate in this situation. Knowledge nature might be, because the city is sort of a marriage between the natural briar thorn vine construct and a city, so it's not entirely urban. But it's a shot in the dark.
Yeah, well, I will roll knowledge nature and do a shot in the dark, which I have nothing in.
I've got some ranks in nature. I mean, I can roll it too.
Well, I rolled an 11, so.
Natural 16.
Add your +10.
Yeah, 35 for my nature check.
My nature is a 31, 34.
All right. So for the two of you, as far as the knowledge nature goes, you can kind of see the direction of some of these thick vine structures as they come down and where they should pass or enter the space that has been just kind of obliterated, which is probably around about the size of a football field of just debris and shattered chunks and is missing out of this half-mile diameter sphere. Passing underneath and looking around, you do see that it looks like corridors, stairwells, and even rooms, apartments, living spaces exist inside these 30 to 60 foot thick briar vines. And you can see that they would hit the ground and go underground once you're in the main section of the city. So that's a possibility that, they did say that they were underground or something like that. And perhaps they're in some section of one of these vines that's buried.
Yeah, around, let's go directly under that. How big is the area that's completely caved in?
It's about a football field. Looking around, give me perception checks for Yanni and Uhtred.
Why not for me?
Because you didn't do a knowledge nature check.
Damn
Heard
it, I
that.
rolled a natural 20.
I rolled a 6, but
Yeah,
all these damn buffs, it's still a 41.
Yeah, I got 32.
Okay. So the two of you are scanning what's left of the structure that's above you, and it looks like there are 3 of these very thick sections of vine that would have come down and gone into the ground. So that would suggest that if you did want to try checking out some of the underground portions of these vines, there's probably 3 points of entry in the area to check out.
We relay that to the group that there could be a potential 3.
Okay, I'm gonna say it, knowing we shouldn't do it, but we got telepathic bond. What if we split up?
That's exactly what I was going to say. So let's
We
split the
Scooby
party.
Doo it. I mean, it could backfire and kill us all.
Yeah, well, let's, while Dan is thinking about where these vines are going to be, Largo, can you travel through vines? Murak asks you, because he's seen you ping through a tree.
It has to be trees, and there has to be, it has to be trees.
Okay.
What if it's a big enough briar that it's like a tree?
So a briar's not a tree, a briar is a bush, and the spell is tree stride, and it talks about what each different tree that I can travel through does as far as how far I can get.
Okay.
Well, I wish you would have picked up bush.
I should have picked up bush stride.
Bush stride.
He's just not that kind of gnome, man.
Okay.
But these circles are not definitive. These are basically Uhtred and Yanni looking up at what they can see above and saying, I think it's like 70 feet that way, 100 feet that way, and 160 feet that way. So like these are where Yanni and Uhtred are thinking that they are.
Well, we've got 17 minutes to be invisible. We're bonded telepathically.
And Yanni is the only one who can see any of you. Everybody else is basically blind of each other.
I think we split up, but we also have a home party. And I think the home party should involve me and Murak.
Oh, right, okay. All
And then
right.
send, because like I can't take a hit. So
Yeah.
I'll either need to go with you, and you're the most unsneaky person in the entire game. I
Yep.
either need to go with you or stay with you. And I think that we should stay and send some people that can actually take some hits into the holes.
So
Well, Ford is just going to have to risk it.
1 melee per hole is what you're suggesting.
1 melee per hole. Telepathic bond is up. We got 17 minutes. If shit hits the fan, if nothing else, meet back here in 17 minutes. Probably now more like 13.
I'm down.
Okay. Otis, I think, is going to stay and protect
Yeah.
the casters.
One marshal per hole. This could be very, very bad.
Okay.
You gotta risk it to get the biscuit sometimes.
No, that's not really bad.
All right. So, who wants to go for what hole?
Yanni to the farthest hole.
Yeah, I'll go to the one that requires the most travel.
Okay. And Uhtred? Which hole?
I'll go to the closest hole to. I'll go to the second farthest hole. Because if Bort gets in trouble, he needs to be able to get back.
That's true. Oh, well, he'll just die where he is. It's less he needs to get back and more, they need to be able to get to him.
Yeah, I guess if he died far away, I couldn't find him because he'd be invisible, right?
No, he'll become visible.
He becomes I was like, he would be invisible and also dead, so there'd be no way.
When you die, you stop being a creature and you start being an object, and then a bunch of spells no longer have an effect on you.
That makes sense.
Okay, so everybody give me a stealth check.
I'm gonna roll it, even though I'm not moving. Nice.
Nice.
Okay. And everyone, keep that in mind, and then also give me a perception check.
I got a 24 on the stealth. And then a 47 on the perception.
$33 on. No wait. 43 on perception, and then a 26 on stealth.
Okay. All right. So as you guys are moving through the ruins, you do see above you, you can see these glimmers of green as there are more echoes, and they're kind of passing through the ruins of the sphere. But none of them, I rolled 8 perception checks, and no lie, 5 of them were 2.
Ouch.
I rolled a 2 5 times
That's
on
incredible.
8 rolls of the D20.
For the echoes?
Yeah. The highest was a 12. And that's not going to be, because all of those rolls you add 20 because you guys are invisible. And all three of you are flying, so you're not even like leaving tracks or touching the ground or anything like that. So you are stealthy as fuck. Uhtred's probably the loudest because of his equipment.
Because it
Makes a little bit of noise.
I was just saying like he's breathing.
Yeah, I was gonna call him a mouth breather.
Yeah. Cleave. He just breathes. Cleave. Cleave. It's just how he exhales. Okay. So the 3 of you get to these vicinities that you are believe might be openings, access points to the to some subterranean part of the city. And I'm gonna roll to see which one is pertinent, of course. And I want each of you to give me perception checks. See if you can find anything about what you're looking at here.
Uh, 39. Rolled a 4.
Hey. 46?
Okay.
47.
Bort got a 40 even. So Uhtred, the one you're inspecting, seems completely caved in. You can see that there was a passage, but there's just like tons of debris, and you can see that the area directly below the stairwell, the chambers in this section have just completely collapsed. If there's somebody down there, they got down there before everything fell apart, and that must have been a while ago. So doesn't look like a super viable option at yours. Yanni, your section, you can see that there's some debris that has fallen in, but you can still see the stairwell, and it does look like you could probably pass through there. You could, Bort probably could, Largo. You're not sure if Mirok would have the dexterity to kind of squeeze through, and Uhtred might just be too massive. But it is a passage that you can see.
Okay, so just to ask, this is kind of what I was thinking. If I did find anyone, could I use the little portal apparatus and try to make a portal back to the casters? Because I think it's limited on distance, right? Like I couldn't teleport them to, the Cordesia estate or something, right? Like through that portal. I'm not sure how well it works.
You could teleport them 1,000 miles, which it would take about 2 portals to get to Cass from the South Pole. But yeah, also know that you have 3 uses of it per day.
Okay.
So, however you want to use those uses, just realize you have a specific number.
Okay.
Bort also relays to the party. There's a stairwell here. It goes down.
Should we regroup at this point?
Yeah, I think they come back to us because we have no way of going to them.
Yeah.
And then we pick a hole.
Telepathically ask Bort if Uhtred can fit through the hole or the stairwell.
Probably.
Okay.
So you guys head back, and I imagine Yanni enjoys watching Uhtred and Bort literally walk into Mirok and Largo.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to stop it.
I would hold a hand up. I feel them coming.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You have some.
But I wouldn't stop them from bowling into Largo.
Enemies!
Yeah, he lets up a fireball all of a sudden.
Okay. So you have some options at this point.
Do we want to go with the obvious middle vine that has the bigger open stairwell, or do we want to go for the collapsed one?
I think we go obvious.
Yeah, I think we go staircase.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, cool.
Well, I guess we could send and ask, but I don't know how much detail we could get into 25 words, so maybe we just go for it.
I think
Yeah.
if it's between the two, we just go for it.
Yeah, let's just go for it. Let's just go in the middle one.
Okay.
All right. As you guys start to move in, I'll just say that it's the marshals notice that there is a trio of echoes that are kind of diving in your direction into the center of this space. So let's say you guys get to about here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're holding hands or what you're doing to stay in a decent group formation. And you just can see 3 echoes moving. They're above you a good bit, but they're kind of coming in your direction.
Telepathically, I say to Largo, can you summon something living that would distract them, or would it be too high of a cost to your spells? I'm thinking
let me look at what I got.
Lowest level living thing zipping past them in the other direction.
Yeah, I could do a silent image.
Would it be alive? I'm thinking like, 'cause you can like summon monsters and shit.
Oh yeah. It would eat up my it would eat up a 4th level spell slot, but yes, I could do that with shadow conjuration.
Your call. If you want to, because I mean, they can visually see. So like, it's your call. But if it's a shadow evocation little image thing, it would have to stay 30 feet away from them.
Yeah. I like the conjuration. Without getting too in the weeds about conjuration spells, because they can get very deep. Dan, I just want to get like some snow owls going.
All right. So like a giant snow owl.
Giant snow. Well, maybe like 2 smaller ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, with a 4th level. Yeah. I would say with a 4th level, that would be like 2d4 plus something snow owls.
Just a 2d4 plus 1.
I mean, it would be, like, because you're summoning, CR1.
Yeah.
Things, so
it would be 5. 5, a flock of snow eagles. And I tell them, distract those things. Don't get too close. Try to lead them away. I mean, they're snow owls, but I try to give them that direction.
okay.
And it is a 26 for the will save, if interacted.
Okay. So you summon the snow owls. They fly through and past the echoes, and as they do, 2 of the echoes scream.
Are they close enough to us for us to be scared by that?
Let's see.
Can I quick enter a silent spell center on myself?
Let's do a. Okay. Let's do a. Why don't we just do initiative between you and the thing? See who gets to go first.
Okay.
I mean, because quick is.
Ooh, 12.
Oh, nice.
12.
Okay.
So that's a 16.
16.
I know, 17.
Okay, you get to go before them.
I immediately cast Silent Center on myself.
Cool. The closest one is still too far away to actually hit anybody with the screen, but you cast silence on yourself. The snow owls begin to fly past, and 2 of the echoes scream, and then they're just obliterated.
Huh.
Because I
That's
mean,
fair.
it's 96.
Oh, the owls are bigger. I thought you said, I thought you meant the echoes.
It was worth a shot.
Two of them are. I mean, there's others, right?
No, two of the things screamed. Right? All the owls are dead.
Yeah, two of them scream. It's an area
yeah,
effect,
yeah. They're
30
fine.
feet.
Yeah.
So they took 96 twice, even if they all made their will saves both times. They,
Yeah.
they're like 6 hit points.
They're obliterated. Cool.
I look at Mirok like kind of worried, and I go, again?
You don't look at Mirak because you can't fucking see him.
Right. That's fair. I don't look at anybody. I just say,
You
again?
feel- You feel a really heavy hand on your back that's patting really softly.
I mean, you're all telepathically linked, so you can talk without making noise.
I don't need to talk. He knows what I mean.
All right.
It's I'm sorry for your birds.
Oh, okay. At that point, they disperse, but are kind of hanging around and searching for signs of life.
You think we can sneak by him without getting within 30 feet of him?
Yeah. Well, I think it's a 15-foot radius total for life sense, right? So I mean, it's 30 feet in diameter is what they can do.
Well, it's you don't know. You don't know.
Right. I'm assuming they're just like Mirak, which that is Mirak.
As it is, with the spacing that they're in right now, none of them see you. Or none of them have clued into your group. And obviously the one is closest to Yanni. That would be the nearest one.
Could I don't know if this is whatever, but Largo, could you like throw some fog up, like a smoke, like, and we just kind of walk through a smog in here without them noticing us?
It's life. They can detect life, so the vision is not the problem.
Right. You're all invisible. They can't see you.
Yeah. So like right now, yeah, we can't get more unseen.
The question is just like, it's proximity mines.
Yeah.
Can you make it to where you're going without getting close enough to any of them to trigger?
How does silence work? Is it just on a location? Like if Mirok, if you cast silence on me, does it stay on me if I run around?
No, so I specifically said I centered it on myself. If I cast it, like I can cast it on a thing or like a person, but I cast it on me.
No, I'm just saying, like if you were to cast it on me and then I ran through them and took them on a wild goose chase, it would stay on me.
Yep. If you want to do that, we could do that. Yeah.
I can also cast non-detect on 5 of us.
I don't know if that would work on life sense. Would it?
It worked when Bort. That's what we did with Bort last time, and he was able to sneak up.
Well, above all of that, my concern is you've used a lot of spell slots just to get us to this point. So if we can do something without you burning more, like I'm cool to burn a 2nd level spell slot.
It would eat up all of my remaining 3rd level spell slots, but trust me when I say, enlarge spell is just factored into Dan's homebrew, and I do have a shit ton of spell slots left above 5th level.
There is one thing that we can do.
Heightened spell, not enlarged spell.
Right.
There's one thing that we can do, which if I do it, I think it will blow all of my 3rd level spell slots, but I don't use that one that much. I can cast Hide from Undead on all of us like we did in the Underdwell. These are undead. They will not see us. It was just completely knock out my 3rd level spells, which I'm okay with.
And you can use your higher level spell slots to cast.
Yeah, totally. I never do, but that's good point.
If you guys are worried about conserving your spell slots, which I think is a good thing to do, who knows what we're going to find in here. If you cast silence on me, I'm pretty sure I can get you guys enough space and then get away from them in 15 rounds before that is over, however long it takes.
I like that idea, but honestly, like all I would be losing, and again, like Dan said, I can always cast down. It's like the other spells on that level that I use often are Stone Shape and Wind Wall, which I don't use Wind Wall all that often. So I mean, I'm just thinking like Occam's Razor, simplest solution.
You're probably kind of annoyed right now because looking around, you don't see any fucking stone. It's all ice and snow.
Yeah, I thought about that when you said some of them are collapsed. So if y'all are cool with it, let's try I'll just bulk hide undead from us, and then we'll go.
What kind of length do we have on that?
It's not super long, but it's not gonna matter.
It's one creature per level, and it's 10 minutes per level. So the whole group for like 3 hours.
Oh, then yeah.
So it's not divided by. Oh, I thought it was divided. Okay. So yeah, it's a long time.
I like that idea.
Well, yeah, I like that. I have to make boom boom, but I'm going AFK. I'll be right back.
That's a great callback, Jake. I appreciate that. Cat.
Your seat is in the bag.
Just
You? Okay. You too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That blows out.
Were you thinking about it before?
Yeah, I was. So when you walked over and looked, I was like, I know what you're looking at.
I'm pretty sure he has this.
Yeah, and I would have one spell slot left, but I didn't share when I go to contact with them. So 6 + 1, that blows out my third level.
6
Glenn,
+ 1.
Hey, I don't like to brag, but I'm pretty good at math, Jake.
No, I just meant like, is there 6 of us, right?
Yeah.
Otis. Yeah.
Yeah. ODB. Glenn, how'd you get so sunburned?
I hung out in Gaia's wet pasture for about 8 hours yesterday.
Did you say a wet pasture?
Yeah, the lake.
Oh, wet. I'm with you.
It was good, but fried.
So you're too cool for sunscreen?
I had some.
Did you reapply?
Not.
I don't think you did.
Reappliance for weenies, man.
Yeah.
I can handle that giant ball of fusion energy in the sky, no problem.
Yeah.
Hopefully get some gamma radiation off of it.
Oh my fuck! If you don't shut up about gamma radiation, I'm driving back to Iowa and kicking you in the ass.
Go on about game radiation, Glenn. Tell me what you know.
Are you interested? Are you excited about She-Hulk, Glenn?
Yeah, I get excited about every freaking Marvel anything or superhero, but it does not look good.
I'm a little disappointed. I don't like the CGI too much.
Right.
I think they tried to make her look too human.
It reminds me of the very first Hulk movie. Is what the CGI reminds me.
Are you talking about Ang Lee's Hulk? That
Yes.
monstrosity of a film? Yeah.
I'm also not really thrilled that they get into an accident and Bruce gets hurt and that's how the blood gets into her. It's like, how does he get into an accident and get hurt and not go Hulk?
Well, that's the key, Dan. He's always angry. He's always angry.
Maybe car accidents calms him down, you know?
But in the original, she gets shot by a stalker, and he gives her a blood transfusion to save her life. That's how it's in the comics.
I am a fan of that rendition a bit more than this one.
But in this, they're like, she's got to be the hero before she even gets powers.
Well, is
Daredevil's going to make an appearance. I'm really excited to see my main man Charlie Cox again. So
So he is confirmed.
I think so. I mean, Glenn, I haven't seen it. I don't know if you know this, but it's not out yet.
I mean, you can look it up and see if he's confirmed or not.
It looks legitimate that he's in it.
Well, the thing is, like, how does Bruce Banner get into a car accident where he gets hurt and he doesn't turn into the Hulk?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, remember in the first Avengers film when he's talking about like he got in a bad headspace and he tried to shoot himself and the other guy spit it out like the bullet, right? So if he can, take a slug traveling faster than the speed of sound, like why does he get hurt in a car wreck?
That's a good way to put suicidal ideation, Jake. He got in a bad headspace.
I mean, I don't,
He's feeling down.
He did say it basically in that many words.
Not
He was,
Aaron, I'm probably not the poster child for suicide prevention. I'm sorry.
I've killed so many people.
Thank God Largo's back. We took a turn.
Also, speak on the topic of like things that don't look good. Trevor, you recently said you watched The Matrix and it didn't hold up. I watched it recently. It doesn't hold up. It's
the original?
Yeah, it's not fun to watch.
It's not very fun to watch.
It's really hokey. The line delivery is terrible.
Yep.
The writing's not good.
Yep. It's a bad movie.
Slow motion bullet dodge.
It doesn't look as good as you think it does, man.
No, I watched it. I watched in preparation of that new one coming out. I rewatched the original 3, and it didn't really spark much joy throughout the whole trip.
Yeah. The story's good. Like the overarching story is interesting, but
is it though? I mean, like they could just use batteries instead of people, or like a potato is a better battery than a person.
The science doesn't make sense, Jake, but it's like a really good like allegory.
In the original draft, they weren't batteries; they were CPUs. But they didn't think that the public would understand that as it was too complicated. It wasn't as simple as saying, "Oh, they're batteries." So that was the studio coming in and saying, no, change it.
Yeah.
The techno is very outdated in it, and it makes that like gun battle scene very unimpressive.
Techno never dies, man.
Oh, I know techno's alive and well, but not that techno.
Also, not those sunglasses. Every time they put on those sunglasses, those are the dumbest sunglasses.
We have at work, we have safety glasses. They're called Hellraisers, and they're safety sunglasses, and they look just like that.
It's so like.
Well, if you guys are eating, I'm gonna go grab a sandwich real quick, but I'm listening.
I feel like this hits me a little bit more personally than because you guys were like kids when it came out, but I was an adult and I was totally into it. Like as an adult, not like a stupid 7-year-old.
That's exactly how
I was 19 and I was like, this is the fucking shit.
Yeah.
And I started looking for a black trench coat, even though Columbine already happened and I was torn about it.
No, I remember thinking it was cool the first time I watched it, and I went back and was like, no, it doesn't hold up. But like the plot's interesting. You could like map any ideology onto that plot, right? Because the whole thing is like, oh, we're waking you up, right? So anything you think is subversive, you can just map onto that movie. And there's parts of
that whole blue pill, red pill ideology has
that's kind of
fucking life of its own.
Yeah, I was thinking about that in the content movie. I'm like, that doesn't really even fit with the scene, but like other stuff, I could see things. Because like to me when I watch it, it was just like it's about, I don't know, just like working class people just living out like a miserable life, and they're like, I want something different.
Well, it's a Alice in Wonderland allegory.
Yeah, definitely. The beginning of it's fine, but yeah, by the end with the actions, like the scene, I will say this is a scene that the first time I ever watched it, I remember thinking that looked dumb. And then watching it again like 20 years later, I was like, man, that looks really dumb. There's a scene where like Trendy escapes like the huge explosion and she like slams into the glass wall and she like gets away, but then there's just like a weird extra shot of her just kind of flailing against the broken glass wall for like 3 seconds. It's like, it looks really cheap and not great.
It's there's a lot of times where I look at, especially old television shows, and it's just wow, we have gotten a lot better than this.
That's why I haven't gone back and watched the original Star Trek. It's just like, I don't think I can get past the effects.
Not well. The Next Generation was the writing. I have not seen writing as good as that in anything since.
Yeah, it's the best.
Preach.
Yeah. What?
He said
I
preach.
said preach. Then I started doing the millennial clap.
What the fuck is that?
It's not a thing.
This
No,
I'm
that's
a-
a snap. You ever been to like a poetry reading? No one claps. They just snap.
Trevor, we can't be any more different of two people.
I've never been to a boat reading. He said the guy sitting in Castle Hayne, North Carolina.
Never not one, my guy. Never not one.
You know, the poetry readings.
I'm sorry. It's just, yeah, nah. I'll try to catch one though.
It's a hip way to let the person know that you feel their vibe.
So if I clap at one of these, I'm gonna
Poetry,
get
you know, like it happens after the drum circle, but before the burlesque show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull rank as the youngest person here. No, none of that is accurate.
No, that's totally. All of that shit, I would honestly put more on my generation.
The snapping. Or poetry slam.
Oh, the slam poetry, the drum circles, and the fucking burlesque shows.
I've been to a lot of fucking poetry slams.
Oh, I've been doing that, but
I tried to write one time.
That became popular. That probably became popular back in the 60s, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to lay that at the feet of the millennials.
wow.
All right. Mirror cast aside from undead.
Yeah.
Then what do you guys do?
Okay.
we lag it.
In the hole. In the hole.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Hey Dan, could I do like a sense motive as we're coming into range of these things to see if, you know, I guess just a double check, make sure Mirroc spell is working.
Fuck you, man.
Hey, I mean, you know, these are weird little critters.
No, that's a good call.
Yeah.
I'm making some assumptions.
Actually, so this is the 3rd level spell?
Yes, so it's like greater.
Yeah. So it means like it's basically like greater invisibility. Like you can attack and they're still not gonna be able to see you.
Yeah, they have a chance to make a save. That's it.
If they're intelligent.
Yes.
Alright. So yeah, no, as far as you can tell, none of them seem to notice your presence. You all descend into the stairwell.
Is it dark down there?
Nobody tell him he can't bear it.
is actually not too dark down there, since the structure of this is sort of crystalline. It's ice, so light does permeate a good bit of it. It gets darker as you descend, but in small increments.
Uhtred, are you leading the pack?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would be still.
Yeah, I was just thinking it might be good for you to be ahead and like actively, trying to detect undead as we're going here, just to see if we stumble upon
Yeah,
any of these things.
I mean, I would assume these people might have some kind of defense set up, so I would ask for Bort to detect traps.
Be there for trappy traps. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, both good ideas.
All right, so Bort goes ahead. Looks for, she was somewhere.
Yeah, here.
Looks for traps. And he does not report any traps.
Cool.
I mean, as you're descending, you're passing through this space. It seems to be, it's hard to say because it's not, the concept of this. It's a massive briar vine that has been somehow transformed into ice. Like the nature of this as a building structure is alien to all of you. But there's nothing about this that suggests, it's any kind of hidden safe. It might, just be a passageway. That's part of the normal city that you wouldn't want to fill with traps. Well,
Onward, my friends.
Didn't you?
Should we still be invisible? I asked that in the telepathic chat just because if we're on a rescue mission right now, it would be weird for us to just pop out of nowhere, but maybe we could like go in there, we could see that they're there, we go, okay, cool, go back into the hallway a little bit, appear, and then re-enter.
Yeah, I think we stay invisible. If we see people, then we can back out and come back in.
Yeah, Merrick doesn't see any problem with just appearing out of nowhere to help people.
I mean, we live in a world where teleport is a thing, so I mean, like.
All right, yeah, maybe I just don't want to scare him.
All right, out of abundance of empathy, Largo and Mirak agrees that we don't want to scare people. So if we see them, we will leave the room and become visible and then re-enter the room.
okay. So the stairway down, which would incur some dexterity checks if not all of you are flying in one way, shape, or form, does level off and it turns into a corridor. And as it does, you start to notice that there are doors, portals, archways lining the corridor that suggest splitting off into other rooms or pathways.
We are not flying. Anyone who had fly cast on them, right? Or did you do airwalk communal? Did we already talk about this?
Yeah, but I just did it on me and Jan.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm not flying. Uhtred's not flying. Bort's not flying. That was a minute.
Uhtred and Bort can do their own, right?
Yeah, Uhtred and Bort can fly by themselves. Bort can fly permanently.
Well, then I cast fly.
I was about to say, you can just sit on my shoulder or something if you
Yeah,
want to burn a spell right now.
Do you want to sit in the satchel?
I cast fly on myself. Satchel, I would be looking at you if I could, and I say that is a that is a battle satchel.
Mirak does exactly that. He just laughs. He
Can
says,
only get in the satchel if he's in a really intense rage.
I telepathically say to the rest of the group, we'll see how long that lasts. Mirak, I'm really tired. I'm fighting a battle. We're staying awake.
Right. So you're in this corridor. You can see as you walk down that there are some of these have doors. You pass by an archway that just goes into an empty room. It seems to be a storage room of some sort. It's got some sacks made out of an unfamiliar cloth material stacked up. But a bunch of these, there are several doors on either side of the hall. And none of you have X-ray vision.
You want to split the party?
I mean, yeah, we could. Silence is done. So I mean, we could knock on the doors and be like, "Hello."
That's probably a good call. Uhtred, do you still have Detect Undead up? And do you know if Detect Undead goes through walls like Life Sense conceivably would?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I have life. If there's anyone within 15 feet of that door, I would know.
I do not know if it goes through walls or not. I never tried.
I guess we have no way to verify it. If you wouldn't know, there's no way to find out.
That's true. Unless we told Jiro, like, go behind that wall for a second.
There is a certain thickness of different materials that would prevent sight through. So like a thin sheet of lead, I think like a couple feet of wood, or a foot of stone or something like that. Though I don't think any of you have real understanding of how much ice would prevent it.
I say we just start opening doors, man. We've been uncharacteristically cautious. I'm getting an itchy trigger finger. Let's just do something,
Let's roll through.
Okay. All right.
If we encounter any enemies, we'll just run by them like an Elden Ring.
Well, they won't be able to sense us anyways, right? So
Okay. So you guys start checking doors. The first couple that you check just open. There's nothing inside. There's one that does not open when you try to open it.
Could
Uhtred, you want to open that door?
well, I will. And just real quick, could Otis do a perception check to see if he hears anything? Because he is a dog, so I assume he has better hearing.
I mean, he's got scent. He could smell things that the rest of you can't smell. His hearing's not necessarily better than you guys who are like legendary fucking heroes. But
Can he do a perception check for scent to see if he gets
Sure.
the scent of anything?
okay.
Like a hound, so he gets a bonus for having long ears.
Bulldog.
I showed the hound one time. All right, never mind.
He's not a squat bulldog. He's a
Oh, right. You said he's like the old style bulldog.
Yeah.
Like the original bulldog.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks a lot like his mini.
Mhm.
But yeah, he does actually pick up a scent.
Ooh.
He's says it doesn't smell like anything he smelled before. But maybe it smells a little elvish.
Let's you take it, lead the way, buddy.
And licorice.
Huh.
Never mind, we're out of here.
Somebody's drinking Sambuca down the hall.
So he leads the way, which only Yanni can see. And as he does, he ignores the stuck door or locked door or whatever that you guys found, and goes down the hall maybe another 30 or 40 feet. And everyone give me perception checks.
16.
This is a big one.
33.
53.
Ooh.
Yep, I rolled an 18.
Bort got a 63.
Damn you, Bort.
Natural 20.
I love it.
So he comes up and Otis is kind of moving towards this door, and Bort says, "There's something in the ice, man." And he kind of like points, and I don't know if I don't know how well, variably the rest of you can follow, but he points out that through the ice there is a white form, and he traces it out. It's like there's like a rectangle in there. It's not like the rest of the ice. Once you get a couple of inches into it, it gets a little foggy or whatever, so they're not completely crystal clear to see through. But he Bort at least picks out there's a room in the ice that is not made of ice.
Mm-hmm.
Could our little fire boys melt us away through?
Yeah, can we just get through it? Does it seem like we can?
There's a fucking door.
Well, I guess we'll be just fucking regular people and go through it, but
Yeah, I thought you said.
Maybe this is where the refugees are. Let's burn it.
yeah, I mean, hey.
I thought there was like a room fully encased in the ice, but so
That's
he's
what I
he's
see.
going through the wall.
Yeah, he's looking through the wall. He's noticing that whatever's behind this door is different than everything else that you guys have passed by.
Okay.
That there is.
Yeah, we should definitely burn a hole through there. I cast fire flinging fingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Burning arc.
Okay.
Is this the moment where we become
Invisible.
invisible so that they don't see a door open and then it closed real quick, and then we're like, hushed tones.
Yes. Good call.
All right, so I dispel mass invisibility.
Okay. You dismiss.
Dismiss it, yeah.
Dispel would take another spell.
Yeah, totally. I don't want to do that.
Okay, so you dismiss mass invisibility. You all become visible in the corridor. Looking around, it is fairly dark in this section, but there's enough light that low light vision works, and that pretty much makes it viable for everybody in the group. Bort checks the door. As far as you can tell, it is not trapped. He tries to
manipulate the handle, but it is locked. So he tries to pick the lock. And the 16 plus 36, so 52, picks the DC 20 lock.
Good for him.
Just disassembles the entire door.
Like, just like stick your pinky finger in there and you hear click.
Yeah.
And he opens the door, and inside you can see a well, first thing you see is that there are several individuals in this room. None of you have ever seen a snow elf before. They are about elven height, so in the 4 to 5 feet tall range. They're not wearing like heavy clothing. They are wearing like loincloths, chest wraps. They're dressed as though for tropical climate. And the ones you see here in this dark room are sort of pale tannish color with thin, wispy, greenish, bluish, or white hair that seems to start very high on the sides of their head. It's not that the sides or the back of their head is shaved. It's just they only have a little bit of hair on the top of their head, or at least that's where it grows from. Some of it's quite long. And they turn and look at you with pale eyes ranging from like an almost white pale blue to like a sea green color. And they're all standing there very cautiously and with no small amount of fear at the door opening and sudden unexpected people showing up.
With a diplomacy of 37, Mirok softly holds out his hand at me softly.
What's the number?
What number?
In the room you see 7. So
Well, I greet them, and in Elven I say, Megawan, Ithwilin Mirok, in the most coarse Sylvan possible.
One of the group steps forward and responding in Sylvan. She says, "Are you the contingent that Aelorn sent?"
I look at my little Sylvan buddy.
I'm gonna roll a diplomacy as well. 51, and I say,
That's not as good as Bort's disable device.
"It's true. I only rolled an 11."
Working with the human mind, Dan.
I say, "Nathanwar Gathethwian, Aelorn, flee though," and that means yes, we are the ones sent from Aelorn. Teleport.
Can you teleport that many? I can portal if I need to.
What? I'm in there.
Mirok, you're coming in.
All right. So she says, "Oh, I am Elen. Yes, we would like to get out of here, but we're not the only survivors."
Understood. I didn't mean to be so rash. I assumed that you were. Do you know the locations of the other survivors?
Not specifically, though I can probably lead us towards some of the. There was a usage of some scrolls to get sendings and communications. We're out of those at this point, but I have some knowledge. And she gestures to the rest of the individuals in the room, which is it's a motley crew. They're like, she's wearing what looks to be, even though it's not a lot, very well made, and it's got trim and embroidery on it. You can see that there's a child in the room, and yeah, one male elf that appears to be wearing more. His clothes seem to be more work focused as opposed to, for ornament. And aside from a couple of other adults, you see two female elves who are kind of sitting off to the side. One is sitting on a bench that has been covered in pillows and made into a makeshift bed. And on that bed is a very, very old elven woman who does not seem to be capable of moving much.
So do we teleport some of them?
I don't know. That's a good question, because could you teleport them could you teleport them to Solomon, and could you teleport back?
I mean, it would blow some spell slots, but yes.
Did we have any? Okay, I'm trying to think if there's any way that can fuck us over, if there's something we're not thinking about, I think the main thing right now is there's others, and she said that they were in contact with them. So, maybe we facilitate that contact and then we start getting people out of here.
Yeah.
The woman who is sitting with the elderly elven woman. Are you guys doing this telepathically? Are you speaking out loud? What language are you using?
I mean, I think we would speak out loud because, I don't know, I don't want to be disrespectful. But then the only language we all can share as a group is common. So I would assume we're all talking in common. Okay.
I would say that telepathically, I would say, do we just teleport some of them now? But I asked that telepathically to the group. Just trying to, plan.
I yell back at you in Elven that I will die as one of them.
What?
No.
Well, 2 towers there.
So the woman who's attending the elderly woman stands up and comes over, and in unpracticed but not terrible common, says, "You are capable of teleportation. Do you have any powerful healing magic?"
I say he is capable of teleportation. I am capable of healing.
She says, and she gestures to the older woman. Says, "My wife was terribly damaged in fighting the undead creatures. She's younger than I am."
Oh shit! That's wild.
And Miraki would know that one of the things that ghosts can do is they can supernaturally age people and attack. It just didn't come up in the fight that you've had so far.
That's gnarly. Okay. I can't make her younger though. We'll kind of go over maybe a heal check first, just to kind of see is there any palliative care I can do?
Yeah, go ahead and make a heal check.
$48.
You are looking at her, you're concerned that she's literally fading, as she might have been aged past her, designated point of expiration, and she might just be holding on, as the process completes itself and as everything shuts down on her. This is not something where there's not a particular wound. It's just she's dying of old age at this point.
Okay.
As far as fixing it, perhaps a greater restoration or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So I cast Greater Restoration on her after the heal check to see if it has any effect.
So do you want to use your planar restoration ability on this?
Yes.
Forget exactly what we called it, but the feat that you took.
Yeah. It's not written down.
Not written down on your feet?
No.
Or maybe it was a revelation. I don't know if you have like a printed out in like the text form of it.
Yeah, I know. It's like the thing that also like helps me mitigate the cost of diamonds.
Right.
Yeah. So I
Let's
just
see
need
if I have it written
to
down for you.
not roll below, I think, a 4. It's a 17 on the die.
Okay. Okay. So you cast Greater Restoration, and basically immediately, also you have that pushing the energy of the positive energy plane through your hands and into this woman's body. You see the vitality come back to her, where she literally almost looked like a shadow of herself, as elves don't like wrinkle and age in that fashion. They just sort of seem like they're not completely there.
Mm-hmm.
Almost not literally, but figuratively transparent. So they're passing on to someplace else. But her youth returns to her, and she takes a deep breath and sits up, and says, "May I have your name, dwarf?"
Megovanen Ithwellen Mirak Dawnhammer. Just like a dad who's watched too much Rick Steves Europe. And he's just, no, I know the language, Martha.
Have you been Google translating Cinderin?
No, I just know Megovanen. The other part.
She says, I am Sabine, the Shard of Snow. I am perhaps the last of the ruling class of Haldron.
Damn. Is this the oldest elf we've all collectively like ever seen? I mean, not that she's old anymore, but
now she's like 200. She's just she was supernaturally aged to be ancient. Eivor is like probably 700 to 1,000 years old.
But how old would she have been? Like, I'm just curious if it's like we rolled into the room and it was like, that is the oldest elf I have ever seen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's very interesting to Largo. That's how he just keeps that in his mind.
You saw another very elderly elf in Dalinad's retreat, Caecilius, the elf that was in the library. He was very old. But yeah, no, she was like, deathbed old. So probably the oldest you've ever seen. As far as ravages of time old. She says, there are other survivors. Though it would probably be unwise to take us to Solomon. We are not suited for that climate.
Right, so they need to go somewhere cold.
They need to go to Cass.
Then
you say Cass, and everyone in the room goes,
Yeah.
Perhaps the slopes to the south of Cass, near the glaciers of Kleshadar.
I say in mind chat, that would be a greater teleport. So we would want to get everyone together. I've never been there.
could we use gate in that sense, and it's not that far?
I mean, you guys have kind of traveled that area when you were initially trying to come to Kleshadar, and then you met the Violets Are Blue and got turned around. So you've passed through that area physically. You are aware of it.
Okay, cool.
The thing is, your greater teleport is going to do like one person per level or something.
Yeah.
And that's going to handle your group in this room, but there's other survivors.
I say we get them all together, and then I open up a portal. If I got to do it twice, I got to do it twice, but I should be able to get them all there.
Yeah. Two gates will get them there.
So
He has to go with them. Well, I guess he could gate.
not through the second, then I can just gate back.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, once you get the whole together,
No reason to stay at that point.
everyone can pass through the gate.
Right, but he has to use 2 gates to get them to the destination they want.
Right.
Right. So it's good. I was just concerned he would get stuck.
I can run really fast. I don't know if you guys know
I would
this.
assume that. I mean, it's a question of, are you going to try to do this piecemeal, or are you going to try to do it at once?
Together. Yeah.
Because you don't know how many times you're going to have to teleport if you do it every time you pick up a pod of survivors.
Yeah. See, I'm a little bit more inclined to like keep these ones here, and then we just try to pool them here and then move them.
Yeah.
The risk is higher, but I think we don't run into a situation where it's like, oh, we're out of teleports. Fuck you guys.
But we're good right now, right? Like everybody's safe and calm, and you guys are talking in whatever gibberish. I say to Uhtred, let's go knock down that door that's stuck. And if he's cool, we go do that.
I'm down.
You're also, I mean, you also are fairly certain that if you cast Hide from Undead, you're gonna, like, that's pretty much win against these things. So, and you can do that to 17 people per casting, and it lasts 3 hours. So it's like transporting other people to a single location probably won't be that hard now that you have a decent idea of how to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Largo, how many people will fit in your tower?
Oh, a lot. Like, I think
if we need to stay and like recoup spells, I'm thinking like they can come in there too, right? There's room enough for.
I'd need to look at it, but it's like 18
Okay.
or something like that.
how many people can stay in your tower?
And yeah.
You can feed, I think, 10 people per level.
Okay, yeah, so there we go. So 170.
D. 170.
Yeah. Yeah, 170.
Not like you said 107.
No, I just have a bunch of snot in my nose.
Okay.
107. It's also 75 degrees in this room and I'm freezing.
Yeah, I noticed you put on the hoodie. I was like, damn, I was like, where's my hoodie? And I was like, oh yeah, it's fucking August. I have no idea where that hoodie is, and I don't need to know.
So yeah, I guess we've determined that this hide from undead thing is just a surefire ticket. So like, we could all go, right? Just go look for people and bring them back to this place.
Yeah.
Well, you need them to be.
So okay, we can all go look and find people and like map it out and just say, hey,
Oh,
here's
yeah,
where
is there-
everyone is.
Is there a sense that everyone has to stay, or
No, they just have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that works. And as far as casting, if I burn higher level spell slots, I could cast that. Oh jeez. 24 more times today. If I just
With each time you get 17 people, we're set.
do I
And
get,
if things hit the fan, we just hang out in the mansion.
I don't know if I can. I don't know where you're getting the 17 from though.
one touch creature per level in the targets.
Oh, yep. I was totally overlooking that. Yeah, we're totally fine.
So you should have, just to double check, you should have only cast it once so far. You should have only burned one spell slot on all of us.
Oh yeah. Well then, fuck. Okay.
And as you guys are discussing this, Ilen says, "This is the Planeskeeper's study. It has a thin line of lead surrounding it.
Mm.
It was the safest place we could think of that the echoes couldn't find us." She says, I can tell you the names of the people who contacted us in other parts of the city. If you want to try to contact them magically, if you can. We have an idea of a couple of the locations. Basically, she outlined some of this. Sounds like there's probably another 50 or 60 people in 4 or 5 other locations.
Okay.
And some of them, she has a decent idea of, like, I think it's over here. And then other ones, she's like, we got contacted. We know that they're out there, but we don't know where, because they have a limited number of
Scrolls.
well, they burned them all.
Yeah.
And then, it was after all of that was done and that communication happened that Alorn finally got in touch with them. And there's only so much he could do. And then he got in touch with you guys immediately.
Largo, can you diplomatically tell these people that we would need to be debriefed on the Tarask and its capabilities once we're in a safe location and it is an appropriate time?
Absolutely. Dan, do I need to refresh my diplomacy roll or can it stand at 51?
That's fine. Yes, once we're safe, we're more than happy to help. We want that beast destroyed in hopes that maybe one day we can return and recover our city.
Groovy.
I thought that would go better than me trying with my -2 modifier. I'm just like slamming him against the wall. Where's the fucking lizard?
I know you're working for the Tarask.
Well, I think we should fan out. Yanni has a good point. If we all have like non-detection from undead, we can just go to all these locations. We should just make it happen real quick. I can do massive visibility on us again if we need, so that way we're double super protected. But I think we just
if you fan out, then if you find a pocket of these people, you're not going to be able to move them without Mirok.
Right.
Yeah, but
So when I was saying fan out, basically just map it out. Like everybody just like gets a location. Here's people. We're gonna send someone for you.
Yeah.
And I mean we're telepathically bonded, right? Like that covers any distance we're gonna be in, right? That's not limited to a certain radius or anything, right?
It is not.
So I mean, we could just say, hey, I found people here, Mirok, whenever you're done doing your casting there, here's the next place.
How about this? Let's try going, let's get like an idea of where they are, right? Like a map or something of where they think they might know what some of these groups are. We go as a group. When we find another group of survivors, I cast Hide from Undead on them, and then we send them back with a marshal.
Okay.
Like an escort back to this place,
So the group keeps moving, and then once that marshal drops them back, that marshal's coming back. So we have just a conveyor belt of people moving in.
I like that.
And I think that marshal should always be Yanni because he can get back to us quicker.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, we'll start with that.
Nope.
It's Uhtred. Okay. All right. So we don't need to get deep into the logistics and repetition of this. We'll just say that it works. And you guys laid out a plan. You are, incredibly powerful individuals. There might be a hiccup here or there. Maybe one or two people need to be carried back to the central location. There's, like people slip and fall after, you find them. Mirok, if you want to burn like maybe a channel of positive energy or two, or maybe there are some wounded that need healing. Maybe another greater restoration if you're feeling generous. Some people have been aged.
Yeah, I use that. That would be a horrible enough affliction where I couldn't let it slide.
Okay. So just to say that you burn some spell slots, and you're gonna need to cast the Hide from Undead 5 more times.
Okay. And that taps out my 3rd level. Or, yeah. Cool.
Aside from that, Yanni takes the first group, but he can only move with the first group as fast as the first group can move. So you guys actually find the second group before Yanni comes back. Uhtred takes the second group. It does work in a sort of daisy chain conveyor belt system that Mirok outlined originally. After maybe 2 or 3 hours of this, where your original Hide from Undead is getting near the end of its duration, you're in a very packed chamber underground where you originally found the first refugees. They're concerned about about using the mansion because the mansion is going to be 70 degrees inside.
So for them, they were just like
if you designed it, if you learned a version that was specific to these elves, it would be comfortable. But
High maintenance.
What?
High maintenance.
Yeah.
Every food is just a different kind of snow cone, and they can just lay on all the ice.
There's actually, they do sort of offer you guys some different foods as they're traveling. One of them, which probably thrills Uhtred the most, is like a vine that has sort of a texture of aloe, but the liquid, the somewhat slimy liquid, has a very strong licorice scent, but it's about 80 proof. And it's just this volume that basically the liquid in it is its own antifreeze. So it can grow in this climate. So I'm sure Uhtred is probably chewing on as much of that as he can get a hold of. There's something they call a snow plum, which is a sort of white onion looking thing. It's got rings and peels kind of like an onion, but it's pretty sweet with a little bit of a ginger taste to it. But yeah, so they've got some interesting foodstuffs down here that grow in the area. And you're introduced to that. But like I said, after nearly 3 hours, you're moving that last group back. And at this point, you're kind of coming back as a full group because there's no next thing to go to. Yanni rejoins you on the way, just for safety's sake. But this is coming from the furthest section of the city to go back to that original hiding spot. And as you're traversing, the sun's getting very low on the horizon, and it's getting into twilight. And seemingly out of nowhere, the wind begins to pick up, and pelting blizzard just kind of rolls into the area. Yanni and Uhtred, give me a nature check. Or I don't know if anybody else has nature. I just know you two.
Is that plus 10 gone by now?
Yeah.
I've got a 19.
24.
I have a 14.
Okay. So yeah, it's a pretty sudden onset of this blizzard, and for Yanni and Largo, you're not sure what's going on because it was a crystal clear day, and then there's this storm literally came out of nowhere.
Tarask?
Largo, can you detect magic? Maybe
Oh, I can permanently detect magic. Do I look around? My eyes are like purple swirling mess.
You look around and kind of in the blizzard, checking to see, focusing to see if it has any magic auras to it. And it does appear to have some sort of arcane origin.
Huh.
And as you guys are kind of hashing this out, Yanni, you probably notice with your exceptional sense motive, the snow elves are getting very agitated about this.
Largo, you want to check in with our elvish friends here?
Yeah. And just on a player level, there was a little bit of cutting out. We're outside, right? Kind of preparing to gate these folks, right?
You're taking the last group from their hiding spot to the original primary
safe zone.
Gotcha. So we haven't reached the safe house yet. Okay. I roll a diplomacy. It is good. It is a 55. And I say, friends, We can protect you, but what exactly are we protecting you against?
An older woman steps forward and says, if the Dustbringer wasn't bad enough, this is a portent of the harrowing shiver.
I'm gonna do a knowledge arcana.
Could I do a knowledge history? Would that
Yeah.
be?
That sounded very historical.
Give me both knowledge arcana, and you can give me history if you want.
Here we go. Yanni and Largo figuring shit out.
Wing shiver.
I'm sure.
39. Knowledge arcana.
You're not still using Tears to One, are you? Because that's gone.
No, I'm just good at it. I rolled an 18.
I rolled an 18. Did you say you rolled an 18? I rolled an 18.
I rolled an
too.
18.
Got a 41 history check.
Okay.
Damn, very niche thing to be amazing at.
Okay. So, are you participating in this?
Yeah, I rolled worse than both of them, so it's.
So yeah, Yanni, when you went to Erica's with Mirak and Bort the other day, and Mirak was looking through the anatomy book for dragons, you just kind of like leafing through one of her other dragon books, and in that book you saw you just happened across a page that talked about the harrowing shiver. This is like extremely nasty white dragon.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. The second you said name, I was like, that sounds like all the dragon's name.
And yeah, Largo, you're sitting there thinking, the harrowing shiver, that would absolutely be a title of a white dragon.
Oh, fuck.
And then I realize what that pondering means. And I go, oh no. And I look at the elves and I go, about how big are we talking?
They need to run.
Yeah, that's not.
They need to run.
Yeah, get to the hiding place.
You ask them about how big, and Yanni starts hustling them, and one of the elves responds to Largo with, I didn't think a creature could be bigger until I saw the Dustbringer.
Okay, so that's a great worm.
Okay.
Okay.
Uhtred, you need to get big. I need to get big.
That's an ancient great worm dragon.
We got some shit to pop off here.
I'm ready.
That's the biggest.
And we've used a lot of spells.
Yeah, I'm out of a fuck ton. But
Largo, battle saddle.
Battle saddle. I'm in the battle saddle. I haven't gone limp yet, but I'm in the battle saddle.
Uh-huh. Can we go to that nice demi plane where we can take 8-hour naps?
So you guys are hustling. I imagine you're hustling, but you're still only hustling as fast as the slowest elf can move.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 12 elves that you've just rescued from this last hideaway, and they're doing their. I mean, they are motivated. They are hustling to their best ability, but that's still 30 feet. And most of you can move faster than that via your flies or whatever capabilities you have. And as you are going, also for the group of you, you have no idea where the fuck you're going anymore, because like it's a blanket white sheet. The elves are familiar with their city. They're familiar with this kind of weather. They're leading you now, because they actually know where they're going and how to get there, and you are kind of along for the ride at this point.
So we're all going with them together rather than us awaiting and Yanni hustling. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because if we're not able to find our way back, we should all stay together.
I mean, if you want to try to do something different, you can do something different. But okay, so you're moving, and you feel a tremor along the ground, like a low, subtle vibration, and then you hear the sound of like rolling thunder following it. And you realize that was a roar. A very distant roar.
Okay,
Well, distance is good. Does it sound like we're heading in? Is it? Can we even tell if we're like heading towards it or not?
It's hard. It's echoing through the crystalline. So in a way, like it just sounds like it's coming from all directions. But Largo, you're probably aware with your Arcana check that like a really powerful white dragon, the blizzard that it forms around it can extend to about 1 kilometer. So unfortunately, you're also aware that extremely powerful dragons can fly extremely quickly.
But we may yet have a little bit of time to get the folks into the safe room and get back up here to try to face it without any elves involved.
What the hell do we need to? If we make it, what do we need to come back out for? We gate the hell away from here.
No.
Oh God, Uhtred in your head.
He says, hold on.
Uhtred's just thinking there, dragons have a neck, dragons have a head.
That's right. So many bars that don't have dragon skull tap handles.
And yeah, Uhtred needs to cleave off the head of massive things.
Thinking about the greater good, guys.
I mean, I support it.
Okay. So you're hustling as best as you can, and the elves are leading you, and they're saying it should just be another 100 feet. We're not far now, and you can tell that you're no longer in the structure. You're back on flat land. With this blizzard, you can't even see the echoes anywhere. Like you usually see like the wisps of green moving through the structure. I mean, still out of safety. I assume you tried to avoid them. You just like walk past them brazenly. Maybe you did. You guys are all a bunch of assholes. And the wind is howling. This snow is coming down hard as you are approaching that tunnel into the corridor where the original safe room was. You can hear this sound like massive wings beating.
As we get into the safe room, or like
as you're nearing the tunnel.
The tunnel.
Oh shit!
You're not there yet, and it's you can just and like the wind's howling. That you can hear the sound of the wings is very concerning.
I say, elves, go on. You know the way. Get in. And I look at all of us like it's time to protect.
And I will. You only see the shadow of this, but Trevor did such a great job. I want to show everybody. You see a shadow of this approaching.
Yes.
Oh, that's wicked.
Trevor, that is phenomenal.
Through the blizzard, heading straight for you.
And
It's so fucking big. Oh man.
I need to get a picture of that. Hope you're enjoying your first wedding anniversary, Ross.
Where did the?
What a nerd.
Hold on. Yeah.
Trevor, I mean this as sincerely as I can.
Yeah.
Trevor, did you make this?
I painted it.
Nice.
Yeah.
but you see the shadow approaching, and then it collapses into like a small form,
Very cool.
and just this thing like a cannonball comes at you, hits the ground, hits the snow. Snow spurts up, in your direction, and what you see is like a 7-foot tall, gray-skinned, white-haired, like fur armored humanoid, tuck and roll, standing up in front of you. And she is, some of you probably immediately connect the dots. This is a frost giant Goliath.
Mhm.
And she's beat to shit.
Oh,
She's bleeding. She is tore up. And I'll real quick show you what you see here.
I was in the process of Googling.
Oh, look at that dog.
there's cash money.
Whoa.
Oh, that's wicked.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And she, like I said, she hits the ground, she rolls, she stands up, blood, coming out of numerous cuts on her body. When she hits the ground and is rolling, you see one large, brownish black, like scale or chitin piece skidding along the ground next to her, with a smattering of blood on it. And she stops her roll, stands up, takes a few steps towards you, and scans the group of you and says, "I command you to get me out of here. The Duskbringer is on my tail."
Oh fuck yeah! Come on, let's keep running. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't think we argue. I think in that case,
Nope, we fuck run off.
Also, kind of roll to like see the thing that she's holding. You said she's holding like a scale.
No, like it fell off of her when she transformed.
Oh, so it's one of her scales.
It's like this big. It is like a brownish black color. It is not a dragon scale.
Yeah, we should grab that and we should go.
Yeah, that might be a
Uhtred, grab that and let's haul ass.
And fight.
Grab the loot.
Do you need help? Do you need help moving? Can you run?
Uhtred can just like plow through the snow as though it's not a.
I think he's talking about the dragon.
She says, "I need no assistance from you other than that I command."
Yep. All right. Cool. Let's do it. Let's forget the fuck out of here.
Yep.
So you guys continue rushing towards the hideaway, and as you get to the entrance to it and start descending in, you feel that rumble on the ground again, and that distant roar that sounds like thunder.
Oh shit, that wasn't her.
She says, "Damn it, he's less than 5 miles away."
I look at her and I say, how much time do we have?
Minutes.
Minutes. All right, yeah. I cast Blessing of Fervor, which should apply to everyone in range, which I think is all the refugees. That should like double their speed. We book it down the hallway.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, Yanni's probably picking up with his sense motive. The elves are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because we're just like, oh, they're fine. Come on.
And you rush into the hideaway room. There's a sense of sudden relief as they see the group of you enter, and then several of them immediately lose all that sense of relief when they notice
the big bad of their civilization.
Yeah, the Goliath. And she turns and looks at the group of you and she says, I sincerely hope for your benefit you have enough power to take all of us.
Yeah.
Blammo, gate wand.
Yeah, we gate, we go through the gate, we tell her to not come through the second gate, and then we take the refugees to the second gate. That's far enough away. That's 1,000 miles.
I don't give a shit. I will use all 3 gates to go 3,000 miles away from this place. I don't give.
Yeah, I just want to leave a bunch of refugees. Be like, well, here's the equivalent of like the worst thing that ever happened to you before the other thing that happened.
Yeah, we need to send them to a different place, but then we need to go with this thing and talk to it.
Yeah, so gates open, and I'm just like, wanding people through like I'm a fucking TSA agent, and I'm just.
TSA, famous for getting people where they need to go.
A bad TSA agent.
Yeah, first.
It's fine.
All right. So you teleport. Where are you teleporting with that first gate?
Just so we're at the South Pole, right? So I mean, like, as close as I can to Cass, right? That's where we're trying to get, and then I'll have to do it again.
So 1,000 miles on the way to Cass.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I need to make a nature check or a geography check, so I don't like drop us in a body of water.
You've been there before. You know how to use the rod. You transport yourselves. You get that distance, and as you arrive and everyone's coming through, the Goliath scans the horizon to the south and says, "This might not be far enough."
Cool. Yep. Do it again. Keep this party rolling.
So yeah, that second teleport will probably get you enough of a ways to let's see. All right. So Halberon was right about here. And then the first teleport got you to about here. And the second one gets you just to the edge of the glaciers, the glacial bridge to Estentel, which is the continent that you guys have been adventuring on up until this point. And once you arrive there, she immediately, exits the gate and scans the southern horizon. And then she just drops and sits down in the snow, and for the first time, like, looks like some of the tension has kind of left her demeanor.
I'm gonna roll a diplomacy. 54. So, what's your deal?
She, like, sitting down, she's still a little bit taller than you. She looks over at you and she says, I'm Kalei Mithriska, the harrowing shiver. And Kleshadar was once my realm.
Once as in now it's the Tarask's realm?
For the time being.
Yeah.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and I hand her a snow plum.
Snowplum. Yes.
I'm gonna, well, that's going over to talk to the leader of the snow elves.
Yeah, she takes it from you, sniffs it, just throws it in the snow in front of her, and stands there staring on the southern horizon.
We have a plan to kill the Tarask.
Okay. Well, Mirak, you were doing.
I go up to the highest ranking snow elf.
Sabine.
Then?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so it's and I like kind of low key ask her and Sylvan, I'm like, so you want us to take you farther away from her? And I kind of like just look over my shoulder where this white dragon is.
She says, further away from her or her further away from us?
Okay. Mirak nods and is like, yeah, I hear you. And he returns to the conversation with the dragon.
What did you say, Yanni?
Oh, I was just telling the dragon, you know, not in any detail, but just like, hey, we are actively working on a plan to defeat the Tarask.
Yeah, we are the ones that have been chosen and accepted the task.
Preordained by destiny itself to defeat the Tarask.
My mom told me it was a good idea.
The thing he said was fucking cool, man.
If she knew who my mom was,
My mommy said.
mine's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
She looks at the group of you and says, or just kind of shakes her head in, you know, disapproval or disappointment, and says, the Duskbringer is beyond me. What makes you think you have any chance against it?
I kind of puff my chest out a little bit and I say, I am the son of the god baby. And I was put here to put the Tarask back into its natural slumber.
And then I like where you're going. I think we all do a cool thing now to fight the look like an asshole. I walk up and I channel positive energy so the Tarask heals a little bit, but not a lot. And I say, what?
The dragon.
Yeah. Oh, I said Tarask. Yeah. The dragon heals. I channel positive energy and I say, I am a conduit for the plane of life. So powerful that even when I died, I came back to make myself come to life, which makes no fucking sense to her. But I say it very intensely.
I telepathically say to Uhtred, let's get big right now. And I go like full righteous might, hoping that you follow suit and do like fire giant. We just like back to back, we them boys pose up.
I'll do that.
Uhtred Bort walks up and he's like, so like Delic made my sword 2 swords.
Also true.
I was kind of looking at Bort, which is funny because Bort is also one of the most powerful.
And they talk to me in my head.
That's out.
He's our curveball.
She takes a hard look at the group of you and says, if this is what I have to work with, then so be it.
Man, Uhtred does not like this person. I'll just be honest.
Well, I don't think any of us are gonna like her. She's
It's pure evil.
But any point of so she seems slightly acquiescent. Mirek asks, do you want to come with us? The information you have from your first-hand encounter with the Trask could be critical to regaining your realm and your dominion over Kleshadar.
He says, you will help me in destroying this creature, and I will go wherever you go to create plans to such an end. And if you attempt to escape me, I will track you down and I will kill you all.
New best friend.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm still in charge. I will follow you.
My telepathic bond, I'm like, I can no longer control.
There will be a time, Uhtred. I think with the ego on this one, you could just straight up be like at the end, be like, "Hey, so you want to like fight to the death?" And like, yeah, okay.
At the very, when we finally get done with her purpose, Uhtred just all of a sudden swift action chops her head off.
We've just been holding it for sessions upon sessions.
Well, what are we gonna do with the elves right now?
I guess now is the time to use that last sending to Alorn, right? Let him know where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you? Okay, go ahead. You guys tell me what you're doing.
Well, so they still want to be further away from her.
Well, she's coming with us. I just let them know, like, hey, yeah.
Sorry. No. They said they're good. Mirek tells you, like, they said they want us to take her away.
All right. Are there anything? Is there anything in particular you want me to say to Alorn?
You're asking the elves?
Yeah, sure. Everybody, except for the hollowed mist or whatever.
Not even close.
The harrowing snow.
Cool. Pretty close. Shiver.
The harrowing shiver.
Ilen, the original elf that you spoke to, comes forward and bows deeply and says, give him all of our gratitude for sending you to rescue us. And she says, we are going to find someplace somewhere that we can set up a temporary living space. We'd rather not say where that is in present company. And then the dragon just growls out, no matter, I will find you when I want to.
This is tenuous. All right, so Roses, is there anything in particular you want me to say? I'm going to tell him who we are currently hanging out with.
Mirak is already making a hero's feast and ice bach for the elves, so they have smarter brains to find a good place.
All right, so I send to Aworn, and I say, snow elves are safe. Send them if need be. We have new friend, harrowing shiver.
That's yeah.
You got 5 more words. If you want.
Friend used lightly. Tarask help.
Yeah.
Okay. Alorn responds. The harrowing shiver may be a great ally or a deadly trap. Tread carefully.
I can blow more spell slots and send to him again. I'm relaying all of this. Do we want to clarify anything?
Well, I mean, this is more like Aaron more than Mirak. Like, do we think that Tarask is capable of like employing a dragon as an agent?
No. The Tarask like doesn't have like a thinking brain.
That's what I've always assumed. Okay, then yeah, no, I don't need any clarification.
Chomper chomps.
Just the white dragon might fuck us over at some point.
Yeah, I mean, if we get the Tarask like, to the point where the Tarask is, sleeping, then the white dragon will most likely immediately turn on us. So we got to be prepared to battle a Tarask followed by a great worm white dragon.
Are you guys saying this like to us, or like telepathic bond?
Telepathic.
Yeah.
I look over at the harrowing shiver and I say, "Hey, after we've killed the Tarask, are you going to immediately like backstab us?"
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
And I want to like sense motive the shit out of this.
Okay. Okay. You ask her that. She stands up, brushes some of the snow off of her clothes, leans in, looming over you, and says, I will do whatsoever I please, mortal, and you will accept it. With a 60 intimidation check.
A 60 or 16?
6D. 60.
6D. I obviously can't beat that, but what do I even roll?
It's just like basically to successfully intimidate, it's a DC 10 plus your hit dice plus your wisdom modifier. So for you, that's like a 30.
So I'm intimidated.
So yeah, basically, if you were an NPC, that would mean you'd have to be helpful to her. Like she has cowed you and told you this is the terms of the arrangement, and you are just fucking terrified by her presence and her bearing.
Cool. Okay.
I mean, you don't
yeah, I think we're okay.
I'm not going to force you to act in any way. I'm just like saying, here's the mechanics of the game, and this is what it would do if you were an NPC. That's the presence and imposition that she is carrying, and she has put into your head.
Okay, I shuffle my robes around so it don't look like I peed a little bit, and I think we're good.
We'll get her.
Just-
What was your sense motive check?
It was a 41.
41. You get the no intention more clear that she will rip your head off and drink the blood from your neck if you displease her.
Cool.
Like there's just no that is what you are getting 100%. That if you fuck with her, if you do something to disobey or not live up to what she wants, she will end you without a second thought.
Interesting. I tell the guys that exactly, like, as long as we're useful, we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, she's gonna be a problem.
It just makes it known that he looks and scoffs when she says this to Yanni. Ah,
I'm sorry, Glenn. What was that?
ah.
Cool. After all of that, Mira approaches like, so while you're helping us, we have like a house. Like, do you need somewhere to stay?
She says, brute force will not be sufficient. There will be required planning in defeating this creature. Yes, we will need a place to strategize. And she looks at you and she says, you're capable of healing. Finish what you started.
Yeah, I don't say anything. I cast heal on her.
Okay.
And if I need to cast it again, I cast it again.
Okay, you cast it twice, and she seems mostly healed.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Like after the second casting, she looks at you and she says, "That's sufficient."
Dan, while I'm casting heal, can I do a heal check to see like if I notice any ailments or like, oh, she has a missing scale, like smell.
Sure.
Something like that. If she's giving me this close up of a look.
What are her weaknesses?
Yeah. Okie dokie. 41.
You've interacted with Gideon on a fairly direct level, and this like the intensity of life force that a dragon has is beyond most other creatures.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Gideon just has a health and vigor to him that up until recently, surpassed even Uhtred. This creature makes both Uhtred and Gideon pale in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
The force of life that is present in this thing is immense to you. I mean, as far as like Mystic, she's in a humanoid form right now. She has no skills.
Right.
You don't really know what the nature of her dragon form would be, given what you see right now.
Okay. Cool. But I get a sense that, I mean, Aaron gets into like, oh, she has just a fuck ton of hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you got the impression that she was somewhere under half hit points when she showed up, and you
Took me
cast heal twice, and you didn't top her off.
Yeah. Yeah. So just got
She's strong.
Yeah, we need to, when we do fight her, we need to fight her very far away from anything icy, if possible.
So, like, the elves are wandering off while they're eating your meal.
Mhm.
She goes over, did you make anything meat on that table?
I for a second, and I remember who was asking. Yeah, totally. Boar. There's one over there. There's probably some boar that's not being eaten that much by the snow elves.
Yeah. Yeah, the snow elves are like sticking to the salad and anything cold on the table.
Yeah, it's a lot of like cold beet salads and potato thing. Very dwarven fare.
But she goes over and she grabs like the front half of the boar and just tears it off of the back half, and just like holding half of it is just gnawing on pieces of it. And she looks at the rest of you and says, in this form you can call me Kella.
Yeah. So her name is Calais, but she like
Calais Mithriska.
yeah, but she's going by Kella. Okay.
Nice to meet you, Kella. Welcome to the team.
Hey, Largo, are you going to ask her for the gold piece?
We'll deal with that later.
Yanni, well, do we want to teleport back to the Cordessi estate, Largo?
Can I have another portal? Can that get us there? I mean, I'm more than happy to use it. It doesn't,
The portal might get you to the Cordessi estate. It's probably a little short. It'll get you to Senton, but not to the Cordessi estate.
What about Tarnholm?
No.
Oh, well.
I'll teleport. Can I teleport all of us? Yeah, I can teleport.
Yeah.
Go, everyone, join hands.
Everyone like joins hands. She just like wraps her head around the top of your skull.
Okay.
Her
Okay. She's eating Largo.
She's like palming.
Yeah.
Largo's head.
Okay. All right. Blink.
Okay, and you arrive in the Cordessi estate.
Yes, we do.
Any particular room or space or location?
I mean, I'd love to be in the big open area, but there's a fucking time inevitable down there.
I thought we put him in a
He was in the basement.
He's in that room with the automaton.
Yeah.
is.
Right. Who's in the big open space?
Brick's probably just doing weird shit, right?
Gideon was when we were doing surgery on him because we were doing surgery.
haven't
on his
done that
dragon
yet.
form. Never mind.
Oh my God, we're gonna need to do that in a different place now. He's not gonna like that. He's not gonna like who we're hanging out. Anyway, okay. The big open space. I go to the big open space in the basement.
I think Gideon will recognize, like, we don't really have a choice right now.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah. So yeah, we're in the big open space. And I said, we can use this as our planning area.
She looks around and I suppose. And then she just leaves.
She leaves, like goes upstairs.
Yeah.
I go to get some oatmeal. I don't know if I'm like awkwardly following her like up the stairs, but like I'm going to get oatmeal.
I'm gonna awkwardly follow her.
Yeah. Yanni, give me a sense motive.
Ooh, natural 19. That's what I'm talking about.
For fucking oatmeal.
This is the best oatmeal fucking ever. 44.
I don't know. This oatmeal has some some dark intentions. You're following her and like her body language, which is like you get the impression she's trying to get her bearings. She wants to know where she is. She wants to understand her surroundings. She doesn't want somebody to jump out from behind a corner or something and catch her unawares. So
I'm gonna regret this, but I would just board it out without thinking about it. Like, you want me to give you the tour, show you around?
If I need some help, I will request it.
Yeah, anyways, there's oatmeal in the kitchen. Pretty good. I'm gonna go over there.
She lifts up the half of a boar that she's still carrying with her and just turns away and gets upstairs into the foyer, takes a look around, opens the front door and walks out into the street. Or Largo, you still following her?
Not out into the street. She's starting to scare me a little bit. But
I'm gonna tail her. I mean,
okay.
Just to, I don't know. I know she's gonna know I'm there, but I'm just gonna stay like, I don't know, 30 feet back. Just watch.
Mira, you do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna be. If I'm done reading the book that the demons allowed me to read, I'm gonna be working on the dragon book in preparation for Gideon's surgery.
Okay. Utri, you do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna go outside, and if there's any trees or anything I can just swing my axe at, I'm just gonna take so much frustration out on anything around me outside.
We're bringing home.
So there were 3 trees in the backyard, and there aren't anymore.
I start digging a hole with my axe.
We still have telepathic bond, right?
Largo, I don't know. How long does that last? Is that like 10 minutes per level?
I think it's 10 minutes per level. It would have
Okay.
run out by now.
Cool.
Double check.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes per level. So she goes out into the street. Yanni, you're watching her. She just kind of scans around and smells the air. And she turns around and she's just got like this nasty sneer on her face. And she walks past you and just kind of growls, "Not this place." And she goes back into the Cordessi estate and I guess runs into Largo.
Yeah, I'm there.
Whew.
I'm there.
And she's like, knowing that you're the one that cast the teleport, she looks at you and she says, "Take me someplace else. This city is claimed."
Oh, she's scared, little bitch girl.
That like turns a little gear in my head. And
Yeah.
I go, "Oh yes, you mean the Mercury Dragon?
No.
The blue dragon.
Do you mean the Blue Dragon?"
She leans down, gets right in your face, and with a 51 intimidate check, she says, "Yes, I mean the Blue Dragon. Take me someplace else."
Okay. It's just necessary to get everyone together before we can do that, so we all know where we're gonna meet next time. 1 second. And
Well, she yells loud enough that the house literally shakes.
oh,
Says, "Return to the foyer. We're leaving."
Comes out of his room.
I hate this person.
You're not supposed to like her.
Yeah. She's fucking the worst.
She's
What,
you, Uhtred. She's you on a bad day.
Let's take her to Pig Island. There's a bunch of pigs there. It's an island, middle of the ocean.
where's Pig Island? What is this?
Big Island, where we fought the Kraken.
We made the stone boat and sailed it to fight a kraken.
Oh, yeah, all right. We want to go to Pig Island?
I'm not. Why fucking take her to like any of these populated places where we care about things?
Yeah, totally. All right, all right. I'm taking us to Pig Island.
Well, I
I
have
don't
one more.
particularly remember the geography of Pig Island, but I'm assuming we can make like a stone house.
We can make a boat. We can make a house.
Yeah. I look at her and I go, the accommodations will be more severe. Everybody join hands.
Okay.
And I blink us away to Pig Island.
All right. You all arrive on Pig Island.
I barely remember. This.
We literally have like 2 seconds. There's like I think there's giant pigs.
You built a boat and you left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big pigs. That's all I remember.
She looks around. She looks down at you guys, and she turns into her dragon form, and takes off.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, getting her bearings. Let's start building a house.
If there's a stony outcropping of maybe some kind of rock, Mira starts working over there.
Okay.
Stone shaping out a big old burrow.
There's a lot of trees, Uhtred. Lots of trees.
I'm chopping. I'm a man at work.
Be right back. Yeah,
I whisper to Mirok. Yeah, this bitch don't deserve a nice stone house. Let's build a log cabin. So I remember you didn't like me building a log cabin in your dwarven town. So I'm just like, yeah, those are for shit people.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's you gather up, you and Uchi work on the log cabin. I'm gonna hollow out like a dragon hole in the side of this rocky thing. So when we do have to visit this asshole, we have a room we can stay in. Yeah, she's not getting a house, she's getting a dirty hole in the ground.
I like it.
Pig Island. First battle of the Dwarven Navy happened just off the coast here. You know that, Yanni?
Yeah. Hey, while we're here, should we try to get that boat out of the water?
I think it's a great idea. It's definitely not thousands of leagues deep. We could life bubble and then just plunge and then just grab it and then just like gate.
Yep. It would work.
That's a post level 20 side adventure that we do.
This is crazy. When do you think she's gonna get back?
Merrick's just scooping rock out like it's wet dirt. I don't fucking care.
She confirmed that there's a blue dragon in Penteris.
Now that I do fucking care about. I'm also huge. I'm giant, so I'm just getting big scoops of rock.
Yeah, we probably should tell Gideon about that.
Well, I mean, he knows because remember that time we tried to go down there and we're like, and the Duchess and Gideon were just like, no, don't.
Yeah, don't disturb what is resting.
Yeah,
we haven't had anything, destroy this town yet. So.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get to know Kella and
Oh yeah, she's probably gonna warm right up to us, Yeah, I got that vibe from her.
I think we just need to continue being nice and we'll be all right.
We should have killed that bitch when we had the chance.
Yeah,
we have the chance.
One fucking cleave from Uhtred.
I mean, real talk. We're perfectly
Hey Uhtred, do you have
powerful enough
that thing, that black and brown thing?
Oh yeah, I did pick that up.
Yeah, can we, I don't know, look at that collectively?
I don't care what you do with it.
Okay, thanks, man.
Uhtred's mad.
I don't care what you do with it.
It's the equivalent of like a toenail clipping to him.
Okay. So you guys want to take a look at this thing?
Yeah,
Um,
what do you want to a roll? Just like perception, or
Sure.
dude, I'm killing it with rolls tonight. We should have fought something. It was a 17 on the die.
I'm gonna also use tears to wine.
I was about to ask if I could get a cup of wine. while
Oh,
we're doing
you're
this.
not getting wine, my friend. You're getting tapache because we're living the island life.
Yeah.
52. What the hell is tapachin?
Pineapple fermented beer juice.
Yeah, it's like fermented
about
fruit juice endemic to Central America.
So it's like an alcoholic pineapple jarrito.
Yeah, honestly, dude, a lot. Yeah.
Oh man,
Pretty
I'm
much.
about that.
Brad
can make
Leone
it.
has a very good recipe.
Who?
Brad Leone.
Oh, Brad.
Yanni, give me a nature check too. Not nature.
All right, one nature coming up.
I should make some tapache.
Not a terrible roll. 31.
All right. So this thing has something of a disc shape to it.
No, it's not perfectly circular. Kind of like that. It appears to be some form of a chitin
Or bone-like material, but when you strike it, it has almost like a glass-like resonance, like glass or metal. It's a very clear resonance to it. With your nature check, you are looking at this thing, and with chitin, there should be some form of like growth pattern or like striations to show how it has grown from smaller to larger. But it's like this thing was forged or came into being all at once, that it doesn't have age or growth. It just is. And messing around with it, striking it, playing with that resonance. This might be the hardest thing you've ever touched.
So I'm 100% certain this is the exterior of the Tarrasque.
That would be the educated guess.
Yeah. I don't really. Could we, I don't know, fashion this into like a piece of armor or something for like one of the party members? Like if I need to do like an engineering to see if I don't know how to like.
Can I roll a craft armor check on that? Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
Just thinking about a way to use it. We use the Tarrasque bits to kill the Tarrasque.
That would be crazy.
59.
How did Kella bite this thing off?
Yeah, that's a thing I want to ask her. I'm sure she's going to be very forthcoming with information.
There's actually one of the bladed edges of this is covered in blood.
So maybe got stabbed into her. She got
And broke off in her. Well, that would make sense because it fell off of her when she was turning humanoid.
Yeah. I mean,
The size of this thing, you could maybe like make a small shield or a buckler out of it.
It's too it's too stiff and flat to be fashioned into like a chest piece or something.
Mm.
Maybe like a shield worn on the back, though that it's just it's
Pretty
flat
limited.
and it's rigid, and it's hard. And examining it, you don't know it. Like you might be able to make a frame or a setting for it, but you don't think you could actually make a hole in it.
Yeah, or like manipulate it.
And with your experience, like with an adamantine drill, you can pretty much put a hole in anything. This you are not sure.
On a 59 craft armor check, I'm not sure that I can make it into anything.
I'm saying with you are sure to you everything can be drilled with an adamantine drill.
Yeah.
You don't know that you could put a hole in this thing with an adamantine drill. Like you could create a setting. You could like create a band of metal around it and affix a handle or something to the side of it or the back of it with that. But you couldn't bolt anything to this.
Okay. Well, I still think we definitely hold on to it.
Absolutely. I think we should put it in the hole.
Yep, portable hole this shit. Because in about 30 years, it'll probably be a roadside sign for Hounson's and Sons location number 16.
Yeah.
All right.
So do we just peace out and leave this dragon?
Nope.
Or
Maybe we wait. And we're just chilling. I'm gonna keep working on making like a dragon lairish sized space. And a rocky outcropping if there's one.
I guess I've got Uhtred just chopping wood for me to fashion some sort of lean-to for our forced visits.
I'm gonna
Frost
send.
mommy.
Sorry. I'm gonna send to Gideon and say, what's her name again? The Hallowed Shiver?
Harrowing shiver?
The Harrowing
right?
Shiver. I'm gonna say, we met / working with Harrowing Shiver against Tarask. She confirmed existence of Blue Dragon under Penteros. Thoughts?
Sure.
You get back from Gideon. Fuck.
Wait a minute. Did you send to Gideon or did you send to? Oh, okay. I'm searching.
Okay. Good luck.
We're just completely out of his depth at this point.
Yeah, I guess we are. I keep holding on to Gideon as like, he is our shining star who knows all. But I keep forgetting he's like level 10.
He's like a fucking young adult dragon. This is much more powerful.
He probably read about her in his studies at Dragon School.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably the boogeyman.
So yeah, Dan, like on the dragon scale, not pun intended there. What is the relationship between dragons, both like chromatic dragons to to metallic dragons, and then also on the vertical hierarchy, like what does he think? I'm just interested in the whole lore of it. Like, what does he think when he gets that? Like, he knows who she is. He's known pretty much every dragon name that we've mentioned. Like, why? Like, what is he thinking right?
You get that dragons want other dragons to know of them, but not about them. So, like, titles are used. It's less likely that a dragon will know another dragon's name as opposed to the title that it goes by. And this is for notoriety's sake. They're all vain and egotistical creatures, even the good ones to a certain extent. The good ones want that notoriety because it is a tool. You know, like if other dragons know who they are and know what they're protecting, then they know better than to fuck around. But a lot of dragon interaction is a Cold War. That, you know, they know their society has persisted millennia upon millennia, and they know better than to, you know, start shit, because that usually means most of them lose the shit that they care about. It very rarely, you know, works out well. And even amongst metallic and chromatic, they're cautious to say, that's your space, this is my space. Though it's vastly more likely to have a chromatic and a metallic dragon's domains overlap, because they just will not go to war with each other, or they might not even be clearly aware of each other's existence. Whereas the territorial nature between chromatic dragons and other chromatic dragons, or metallic dragons and other metallic dragons, is something that might actually have a direct interaction interplay. Whereas between metallic dragons, it'd be like, oh no, I'm protecting this, I've got this. Your efforts would be better used someplace else. Let's spread out and do the most good. And chromatic dragons would be like, this shit's mine, fuck off. So it's this weird balance between, I want everyone to know about me or of me. I want people to hear my name and go, oh shit. But I don't want them to know where I live. I don't want them to know what I can do. I don't want them to know, you know, what I care about or what my favorite, you know, belonging is. I just want them to like, oh yeah, the Harrowing Shiver pretty much owns the entire continent of Kleshadar and can do whatever she wants there, and no one will fuck with her. And that's the sum total of the information that dragon probably wants anybody to know about. But she really wants everyone to know that. As far as Gideon, probably wants all the other metallic dragons to know he is protecting Penteros. And that's his domain, and he's got it handled. And that there are probably, you know, networks of that information among the dragons to kind of cover that information. Though Gideon wouldn't know a lot about the blue dragon, and the blue dragon might not be aware of Gideon whatsoever.
Do we know Gideon's title? I feel like he told us at one point.
Yeah, he's
like the something song, isn't he?
No, he's the mithril tone.
Nope.
No, the mithril tome is Eldradar Gatharian.
Oh, what was Gideon?
I have that written down on the front of my character sheet. Sometimes I take notes.
It was a mithril tone.
One time he took notes.
The mithril tome is the mithril dragon that somehow we met at some point.
Aluminum.
Oh, aluminum dragon. Because there's no mithril dragons. Yeah. Was it a verse? Was it the something verse? Like the Quicksilver verse?
I'm trying to. I don't remember it off the top of my head.
I wrote it down at some point. I'm trying to remember it.
And we don't have to get totally into the weeds. This is all
No,
fascinating.
we're here to name every dragon.
We don't know the blue one's name, right?
No, we do. That's the something's
Crackling Squall or something like that. Something about a squall.
Yep. It's bad news. It's very, very bad news. It might be the ultimate boss.
Well, our new white dragon friend fucked around off, so she didn't want to stick around and find out.
Or it could be our ultimate friend.
The enemy of my other enemy is
Yeah.
probably also an enemy because we don't really make a lot of friends.
No. No, we do not.
Cool. Well, I mean, are we just hanging out until she gets back?
You're digging a hole.
I'm digging a hole. You guys want to go?
I tried to make some things happen with Mr. Gideon, but he just didn't. He was just like, okay.
Do we want to go catch some mega pig and then make some mega barbecue?
I will start fishing once the lean-to is created.
Uhtred, you wanna go hunting?
Very much so.
I would ask. I'll ask Bort to stay with me because I'm still a little frazzled, and we can burn one down and catch some fish.
Uhtred, I could just make you invisible, and if you just want to float really close to one of those things, you just kill it immediately.
There's
You want the thrill of the hunt.
There's a story that I want to relate here. So this is a bit of an aside, but it's a story I heard about Mr. T when he was in basic training in the Army. There was some interaction he had with one of his drill instructors, and his drill instructor was like, went and grabbed an axe and handed it to him and said, "Go chop wood, go chop down those trees." And just figured like he was just sending him off to go do meaningless whatever for a couple of hours. And then the drill instructor's lieutenant came up and said, "What the fuck is your private doing out there?" And he was like, "What do you mean? I told him just chop down some trees, chopping down some trees." He like cleared an acre. Because he's fucking Mr. T. And I was just like, Uhtred's like deforesting the fucking island.
Yeah.
Upsetting an entire ecosystem.
Yeah, he actually already killed 3 pigs. He just never actually saw one.
I like the trees are falling and yeah, these giant boars are just running in fear. But yeah, as you guys are kind of trying to figure out what you're gonna do, you hear that loud beating of wings, and then just like this 14-foot long board drops out of the sky and lands with a thud on the beach. A huge chunk of it is already ripped out, giant teeth marks. And the dragon lands beside it and quickly turns back into the Goliath. And she looks around and she says, "This island is deserted."
But not deserted of food, I say.
Is it a good thing that it's deserted? I would figure that it's a good thing.
I get the impression you're trying to sequester me somewhere.
Largo, let our diplomacy combine. I'm going to.
43.
37. I say, frankly, I'm fully aware that if we put you in a group of people, you would dominate them immediately. I'm not really concerned about that. You said you wanted to go somewhere where there was not another dragon. This is that place, and it is abundant in meat. I hope it is to your satisfaction.
And I say, you have made it quite clear, and we are all eager to help you, that we have one task and one task only. So we thought it prudent to bring us to a place where we could be single-minded.
This is her Rocky montage. I love it. She just works out here and gets buff.
Yeah, we all do.
Is this the space that you would plan your assault on the Tarrasque? Is this how you would do it? Where do you wish to lay out the maps?
I gesture into the cave and I gesture the lean-to. I say, frankly, we took you to our best place and it was not of your choosing. This is what we have. Do you want to kill the Tarrasque or not?
You took me to Penteros, a place that's claimed by another dragon. Did you want Penteros to be destroyed in a fight between two powerful beings?
Yeah, see, Merrick is annoyed and he's just going to be straight up. He's going to be like, where do you want to go? You clearly want to go somewhere. Where do you want to go?
Largo's going to try to soften the blow a little bit and be like, we will take you wherever you wish, as long as we can follow and aid you.
She said
We might be able to go kick it at my mother-in-law's. I don't know if that's cool.
She sags her shoulders and sighs, and she says, I would like some place with a warm, comfortable bed. I would like some place with well-cooked food and ample drink. I would like some place that's conducive to us planning and preparing for fighting the Tarrasque.
I think it's Tarnhorn.
Didn't want to say it out loud, but that's.
Do you think that's? I feel like that's too close to Penteros. Thing is, like, we're all right. So, fuck this person. Merrick outlines like, look, here's what we got going on. We got, because in his head he's starting to think whether or not this is his last thought before his head gets bitten off. This person needs me as much as I need them, and they're pissing off this small dwarf right now. He said, look, here's what I got on the table. I think you're interested, said no. I take you to a place that has absolutely no dragons, you say no. I can take you back to the place I'm in charge of, Turnholm, but frankly, I'm not a fan of that because you're a white dragon. You know what that's about. Backup options, we also have Yanni over here. He's got a sweet spot outside of his family's estate, a huge fortress called Yelm's Deep that I made. Don't know if it's comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
But again, lots of space. And then also the Onyx Serpent, we have an in with them. But that's frankly the whole list of presets. It's like, what do you want?
What about just the tower?
We can't live in the tower like
We
all
have-
the time.
You have cast every day.
Aren't we like time pressed as it is?
Well, time moves the same in the tower.
Let's just tower up right here, quit going everywhere. And
Yeah. I mentioned the tower too. I'm like, or we can have Largo cast you a tower every day and make your favorite foods for you every day.
Because aren't we time sensitive in some way?
Yeah, but the tower works on the same time scale as here.
Do we need to reconvene with Coin Splitter though?
That's my point. Like, instead of us keep transporting and going places and making it uncomfortable, like, might as well just do it here.
That's not a bad point.
Oh yeah, I outline all that to her, or Merrick does very rapidly. Because he's just been digging a hole.
She stops and she thinks for a couple of minutes. And she says, I want that creature out of my lands.
Mm-hmm.
I want this to be done in the most expedient and efficient way possible. It is unfortunate that the first place you took me would not be suitable because it would be destroyed by 2 dragons in a turf war.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to create an extra dimensional mansion just for me out here on this island, then that mayhaps suffice. But will it be efficient and will it be expedient for you to travel out here and refresh it every day and then travel back to whence you came, where I'm certain that everything we need is not in this mystical space that the gnome will make on a daily basis?
Mm-hmm.
I think we gotta go to Tarnholm.
So let's all cards on the table here. We're working with some lynch evil guy that did some shit, I don't know, forever ago. We have a set list of stuff we got to get before we can even think about taking on the Tarrasque. We're Xing stuff off that list is where we're at in our quest.
Yeah, she doesn't yet know because she's not old enough to have ever known about the Tarrasque before. So she doesn't even yet know that like there is this kind of recipe for destroying it. Also, Largo just thinks he asks, do you know if there is a chromatic dragon presence in Solomon? Because I have apartments there and we could go there.
Kyla, like, I don't know, like, where do you want to go? Like, we're outlining places and the features and amenities that they have, and which ones appeal to them. Like, do you want to be in Yeldarim? Do you want to be in Eternal? Do you want to be in Kylo?
I don't know the names of these places. I maintained a continent, and that was my purview.
Right, but she knows the amenities, right? Oh, this is a big city. This is a small city. This is outside of a town, but it has, because she's describing the things she wants. So, like, I'm saying Merrick's describing, like, here's what is available to you at these places. Which one appeals to you? I don't know if there's dragon territories because I'm a dwarf.
I don't know what dragons may or may not live in any of these places and whether or not it would be a problem. I could tell, I could smell it in the air, the scent of ozone. There was a powerful blue dragon in Penteros, and that would not be conducive to what we are trying to do.
So I think Solomon's a pretty good idea, and I didn't think of it until now, but I think like let's just everybody join hands. I'll burn a 7th level spell slot at this point, and we'll teleport to my apartments in Solomon. Ample space to hang out. Ample amenities.
Should you run that by Homeboy first?
I think we just go. I think like the point they're making is like they don't know until they know, so we just gotta go.
Well, I just meant the guy, the big powerful wizard guy that helps us out. Like, should we run that by him before we're just like, hey, here's a dragon?
I mean, we didn't run it by the Duchess.
Hindsight's 2020.
Oh man, that's a tough question, right? Because Largo definitely, like, he even said, he was like, well, that could be a huge boon or a huge bummer when we told him that we were working with her.
So I'm just saying, like, and Lauren's good to help. Do we want to risk burning a bridge over it? Just go to Yeldarim. Just go to Yeldarim. She can kick it with my people.
Okay. Let's go to Yeldarim.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Everyone join hands.
Cool.
Away we go.
All right. Where in the Elder Room are you arriving?
In Yanni's private apartments.
The Yelms Deep, that's just like a bunker.
Okay, yeah. Yelms Deep. Yelms Deep.
Huge, dude. It's super big, and it's nearby the town, so you can like.
Remember that she said she wanted a bed, she wanted food, she wanted.
Yeah, so we're just gonna say, look, here's a place. It's low key. Also, there's a huge ass manor around over here. If you want to stay there, that's my family. I'll let you in there. You got options.
The manor is like a day's travel from that bunker.
All right, so we take her to the manor.
We'll
Let's-
take
Yeah,
her to
let's
the
take her
manor
to the
then.
manor. The private area.
Just like, if you guys keep on dumping her in like some holes you find in the forest, she's not going to be thrilled with it.
All right, so let's go to whatever suite Yanni has available to him in the manor.
So you go to the Fremont estate. She arrives there. She does the same thing she did at the Cordesi estate. She like stalks around, looks around, gets a feel for the area, and she comes back and she says, "This will be sufficient."
Yes.
I'm gonna go tell my folks.
What are you going to tell your folks?
Sidebar, please don't kill my family. And then I just go tell my family, hey, I got a frost giant like friend. She's a little demanding, but she's cool. Just, I don't know, let her stay here for a little bit, please. I don't want to tell him that it's a dragon.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I tell her, I'm like, there is a safe place nearby. If you wanted to move any of these comfortable amenities, if you tire of the presence of those around you, you could go that way. I doubt she will, but.
I prefer to have servants nearby.
Ah, you're one of those. Then I won't.
I think at this point, if she's settled in, we should inform her of everything that Coin Spinner told us about, and tell her like, hey, here's what we're trying to acquire. Here's where we're at.
She states that, yes, it was very frustrating. Every wound that she struck on the creature immediately healed. And it just kept coming at her without relent. Even flying away, it could shoot scales at her at an extremely long distance. And you do confirm that the one that you have is one of these like discus scales that it shot from its tail that sunk into her side as she was flying. Its roar could destroy boulders, and she had fought with it so far on 3 separate occasions. She had to retreat, and it tracked her down over hundreds of miles to engage her again. She was the sovereign over a frost giant city. The entire city and all of its inhabitants were destroyed by the Tarrasque.
That sucks.
Frost giants suck.
So if you have a means of defeating its regeneration ability, that is of primary interest to her. She said she could feel the imposition of its frightening presence, even as a dragon. She was not susceptible to it, but she could feel it. You must be, if not immune, then strongly protected against fear. Or you will be completely ineffective against this creature.
I relay that we do have ways to break through each of these barriers. And then I just clarify, just in case we haven't talked about it, This creature cannot be killed. It is an impossibility. It must be wished into a slumber and restart its proper cycle. And then I explained the whole thing about the 50,000 years and the comet and the bad shit that happened when 10th and 11th level spells existed. And then say that's the reason why it's going to be alive for so long, but it's only supposed to, you know, every, what is it, like year it wakes up for a couple of days? And that's supposed to be the way
It's like months.
Yeah, it's a month to day cycle. So basically, you know, it's awake for a certain amount of days and it's asleep for a similar number of months with, you know, give or take a D4 or something like that.
And it's randomly appearing on the surface of the planet.
Yeah, there is no way to kill it. You know, there is no way. I understand that we're all angry and that you lost a lot. We need to focus on wishing it back into its slumber. If you think, you know, like, because we could all get really hurt if we try to kill it, right? There needs to be a different strategy.
She says, I've been running from it for over a week. If it only was awake for a couple of days, then it wouldn't be a problem for me anymore.
Okay, so that'll work. All right, good. It glitters and sparkles with all the girls.
Yeah, all right. So she's gonna visit. I asked her if we are able to overcome these barriers, would you join us in combat against it?
I will fight alongside you so long as we are winning.
Okay.
But do not expect me to stay if the battle turns in the favor of the beast again.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
We will buy time for you to get away, if that happens.
We haven't met a critter we couldn't beat down yet.
Yes, we all say, and don't think about the time when Blue Dragon stomped us.
We haven't met a critter that we couldn't beat twice.
He wasn't there for that, so Miracle's just like, yeah, totally, Yanni. We don't down there.
We don't think about the snapping turtle or the gnome assassin.
I mean,
Yeah, you guys have lost a couple.
those are draws.
I think, you know, she just knew to leave, you know.
I'm talking about the original gnome assassin, the one that just ganked Mir and Mirok in the middle of the night.
Fucked us up, dude.
Oh, was this before?
Yeah,
But yeah, God bless him. He got clear. He got free and clear. He was on my-
we ran into him. We ran into him.
Where
later,
that-
and he
where
was
that
like, I don't
happened?
want to fuck with you guys anymore.
Fuck you guys up. Or?
Oh yeah. When our friend killed us. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
That was-
Yeah, hang out here, you know, don't eat my family. They're pretty cool people. They'll probably get you whatever you need. What's next on our list?
yeah. So
The Largo's item was the number one there, and I know now that that's over, we kind of got sidetracked a little bit. I don't really know where we stand now.
Uhtred needs to chop heads off to have a Warple blade.
Yep.
I need to go to do the stone tiger thing at some point.
Oh, that'll give you a Warple blade, or like you make your fists like Warple blades.
I think so. Yeah.
So what do we think? Because I think Uhtred will chop the heads of things kind of along the way. So if the next task that we have besides that is the stone tiger, then I think we go do that and then just let Uhtred take out whatever he needs to take out kind of along the way, including things that might not exactly be 100% part of the quest. Like if we roll by and a town is like, there's a red dragon over the hill, you know, then we're like, oh, well, let's go fucking kill it.
Well, yeah. I also have to remove our good friend's vocal cords.
Oh yeah, good.
Do you think I asked the white dragon if she knows of, do you have any enemies worthy of my friend's axe? He's looking for some physical combat.
I have no enemies.
Only servants.
Oh, that's a fun thing to say.
Second kill?
No, you're right. I do have one enemy, and we are both fully focused on that one at this moment.
Right. Would you be willing to sacrifice any servants to kill the greater enemy? Let me chop the head.
All of my strongest servants are already dead.
Nah, so they are weak. Thank you.
I'll take my answer off the air. Thank you.
I keep forgetting that her entire city has been decimated and everyone is dead.
We really need to cut her a break.
Big bummers all around.
What? She was an evil white dragon that ruled over a city of probably evil frost trolls.
Definitely.
You know, that's just some racist shit I would expect from you to say, Marok.
Okay, cool. Let's go find a civilization of fucking trolls and giants and just leave you on.
Well, okay, we should though, and then if they are evil, Uhtred has some heads to chop. It's a win-win.
Oh, these guys are nice. They're gonna rip you in half and eat you.
They can't. I'm too fast. I would just run from them.
It's a city, Yanni.
I think maybe okay. So what's our next thing here? Is our next thing taking Mr. Gideon's vocal cords out?
I think that's something that like the more time Mirek has to like read books and like maybe that that's a metagame, like gives like more of a bonus to when he does the procedure. So I'm okay if we go do other things and then like Mirek's reading in the downtime and reviewing.
I can go check in the Nokiri Empire and try to get into this Stone Tiger thing.
Yeah, I think that's the jam.
I was trying to find my notes on it and I haven't been able to, so I'm gonna be winging it quite a bit.
She, the dragon says, if you have no further questions for me, I am going to rest.
I do a super low bow and I walk out of the room without showing her my back.
Good night. And I do the same.
I exit the room and as the door closes, I just...
Yeah, and I look at you and I just nod and I go, intense.
You're telling me.
Okie doke, yeah. So I guess that's my
you
plan.
You walk out of the room, you flip the bird,
Mhm.
and you hear a low voice. Dragons have blind sense.
How would you sense this with blind sense?
They just have blind, dude. They have fucking blind sense.
All right. I'm okay with it. She knows that I'm not a fan of hers. She's very similar to, she reminds me of a lot of Grim Board Dark, like just kind of like haughtiness.
She's having a bit of an identity crisis because she has lived under the impression that she is the pinnacle of.
And yeah, she's ruled a continent for God knows how long. That's good.
I know how that feels.
And then she just got bitch slapped by someone who showed up last week.
I refuse to show empathy for her though.
It's all good. We gonna bitch slap them back.
We are.
Pow pow.
Are you guys caught up on the new season of Married at First Sight?
I've never watched a single episode of that. I didn't even know it was
Margo
a
has
thing.
a heart attack and dies.
I saw it and I was like, that's a dumb premise for a show.
It is dumb.
I'm not judging it. I have my own reality TV show garbage I enjoy, but it's not that.
I refuse to watch reality television.
Oh, there's some good shit. But go on. What was the connection you were going to make, Trevor?
No, I just wanted to say that because it sounds funny. That's it. That's all. I'm in a little bit of a COVID haze right now.
Non sequitur. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you definitely haven't seen like 4 episodes.
Oh, I've seen more than 4 episodes.
Okay, yeah. So I thought, yeah.
They're almost done with the honeymoon right now.
Oh,
Brett is being a huge dick.
Yeah, his name's Brett. Does he have a choice?
Right.
All right. So, do you have an idea of what you want next on your agenda?
Stone Tiger Clan, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yep.
punch stuff till I can punch stuff better.
Yeah, we're gonna go do Yanni Fight Club. Or Bloodsport, I guess would be closer.
So that's where we want to pick up next session. Is Yanni goes into the trial of the Stone Tiger.
The gang goes to Nagiri.
I think so. Otherwise, it's just us wandering in the wilderness trying to find things for Uhtred to kill. ER Mirak.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you want to try to find stuff for Uhtred to kill, you have tools.
Yeah, we have divination spells and stuff like that. We could find, yeah.
You guys, I do not need to lay out your, your path in front of you. You are entirely capable of creating your own.
But to that end, like, we could do that even more successfully if we make this one character stronger in the way that we already think we know how to make this one character stronger.
I'm not saying your choice is wrong. I'm just saying
totally.
everything that you have to do, if you put your mind to it, you can surmise a way to do it on your own.
Yeah, I think that's just a good plan. Is take care of Yanni, then we can do Uhtred Murder-a-thon, and like again, we can do Sergi whenever.
And then
Uhtred,
those
are
are
you
the only
gonna
three
are you
things
gonna
we
be
got.
okay with me being the best warrior in the group? Is that okay with you?
Would you just say, is that?
Well, have you guys seen the new Predator movie Prey yet?
No,
Yes.
I really want to, so don't fucking spoil it.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
I won't spoil anything, but it's kind of related to Uhtred in a way.
Okay, all right.
I bet it is.
Don't mind.
What?
Keep that in mind.
An axe?
Oh, you just have to watch it and see.
I've seen it. I don't remember Uhtred in it at all.
Isn't that like a tribe of Native Americans just like trying to not get killed by a predator? That's what I got from the trailer.
That's what I kind of got too.
None of that screams Uhtred, son of Uhtred Houndson.
Maybe the predator is Uhtred.
Yeah, I guess. Just murdering.
It's also billed as like this is the first hunt of the predator. Okay.
Oh, it's a prequel?
Yeah, it's set in 1770 or 80 something.
Yeah, it's like the predator's killing like Nez Perce or Siouan Native Americans and like
Comanche.
Comanche and French fur trappers.
Okay. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
You know, there's a fan like annoyed fan theory, like the whole premise for the whole thing is so that they can put the flintlock pistol that Danny Glover got at the end of the second one into the continuity.
Yes, I've already thought about that, Dan, because I fucking love the movie Predator.
Love Predator. Dan, I texted you the similarity, so just.
I swear to God, if you accidentally sent that to the group, I'm gonna murder you.
What?
Don't read it. Glenn texted you what he thought the similarities were. I had a phone call last night with my nephew, and he was talking about the Anaconda movies, and I was like, Peyton, how would you hide from the Anaconda if you're being hunted by them? He's like, I'd probably cover myself in mud so it couldn't see me. And I just went like, have you seen Predator? And he's like, no, it's Predator. And I'm just like, fucking incredible. He would have survived if he fought the Predator. He just would have done that immediately.
It was of all the Predator movies,
I love it.
the middle of them.
That's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? I mean, I would say Predator 1, obviously Predator 2, then Predators, and then there's that fucking terrible one. What was it called?
Well, I would say Predators, then this one, then like the Alien versus Predator movies, and then like The Predator, which was the last.
The Predator is the one thing that sucks. Yeah.
That one was just awful.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's really bad. It's really bad. And it's really stupid.
If we're being honest here, the amount of hokiness in Predator 2 is what makes it so great. but we can't go around and pretend that it's a masterpiece.
Jump
It's just so hokey that it makes it good.
Well, the thing is, like, and I didn't realize this until I was watching Predators 2, and I was like, what is going on? And then I realized
future.
it's set in the future
Yeah.
of, like, the past.
They just thought LA was going to be way hotter and everyone was going to have these insane pistols.
Yeah, with, like, laser sights and scopes and all kinds of, like, random bullshit.
And there's no way Danny Glover got out of that car with the Jamaican squad guys. It wasn't just fucking high out of his mind. Because he opens the doors of that car and it's just straight smoke. Like from that point on the rest of the movie, I watch it as if he's high the rest of the movie.
There's no Predator. It's all
Just-
fucking.
God, I love the Predator
Yeah.
series.
It's like it's like that's like watching Cobra Kai through the lens of Ralph Macchio does not understand that it's a comedy.
September 9th, it's coming back.
Awesome. Ralph Macchio doesn't know. He thinks it's a drama about the movie that made him famous.
Yep.
I kind of I like Predators better than I like Predator 2.
I can.
Yeah.
That's in the realm of possibility. I don't agree, but I can see it. Because there's some good twists.
Maybe I'm just all hyped up, but I go Predator 1 than Prey right now.
No.
You put Prey above Predators and Predator 2.
No, Predator 1 for sure. Then
Yeah.
Prey.
All right, that's high praise. All right, no pun intended.
Yeah, I like it. It was fun. It was entertaining. There's some aspects that are just like,
Yeah, sure. I mean, I feel like most modern movies have that now.
with Predator 2, there were parts where I was like, what the fuck? Okay, fine.
That's awesome.
So it was like, but it was goofy. And the thing is, I didn't watch Predator 2 until like 5 years ago. Like I never saw it all the way through. I've seen Predator 1 dozens of times. I never saw Predator 2 all the way through until a couple of years ago. And then I could even more appreciate the fact that it was like set in the future, which is now in the past. It's just,
I watched it as a child and I was just like, oh, this is contemporary Los Angeles. And then I watched it again as an adult.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that
Good
was
session.
Yeah, that's how we end every session. Just a commentary on some movies.
Entire film series.
Nerd pop culture.